I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack, a dack, dack, a ack.
Enter, brother.
That's right. Come on in. With that password, you now have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours.
Not 2, not 3, not 4.
Thank you, LeBron. That's right. No matter how you listen in, Fox Sports Radio, foxsportsradio.com, the iHeartRadio app, Sirius XM Channel 83.
Wow.
And, of course, love
We'll do it live.
on YouTube.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Yes, thank
Do
you,
it.
Will. Appreciate it. Say my name.
Rob Parker.
Say his name.
Kelvin Washington.
And we are indeed the Odd Couple on this Worship Wednesday. And guess what?
What's that?
You'll need the phone number because we are, without question, the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio show on the planet. At least when people are still awake.
How else you gonna listen if you ain't awake?
Sorry, Ben. We just doesn't work that way. All right, write it down. Commit it to memory. 877-99 on Fox. For you laymen out there that can't figure out the letters and the numbers.
It's not trigonometry.
877-996-6369. And if you hear feedback on the line when you call in, it's your own fault. It means only one thing.
You forgot to turn down the radio.
And if you call in here and have a problem with what we say to you, tough, because...
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem, turn off your station.
That's right. And with all that said, always remember...
Sweet-oo, be-doo, yeah.
There you go.
Turn off your station.
Turn off your
Turn
station.
it off.
That's
Turn
right.
it off.
Let's go.
You know Rob G gets mad every time we say that, right?
Big show. And let me welcome in my co-host. He is...
Kelvin
Washington.
Happy Worship Wednesday. Praise the Lord. What's up with everybody? Hopefully everybody's good on this Wednesday, man. You doing all right, Rob?
All good. How about you?
Yeah, everything's all well, man. Blessed, brother. Ready to get in, lock and load, and do what we do.
No doubt. We got a lot to get to for sure. And what is today? Worship Wednesday.
Yep.
A lot of NBA to get into. Football's dwindling down, but we will get to that. A lot of NBA stuff on the docket for us here on The Odd Couple. You know you could always count on that. And we should say this. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry toilet paper?
Stay out of my business.
And wondered, is this as good as it gets? It's not. Switch to the life-changing, wet, extra-large, flushable Dude Wipes. I'm telling you, Dude Wipes, Alex, because I am moist after that.
No, I thought you were going to say he's the poo-poo king, Alex. You know,
I'm the poo-poo king. But
that's why you need these Dude Wipes.
Because wetter just cleans better. Available at Amazon and at major retailers. That's right, Dude Wipes. Best clean, pants down. Not bad. Whoever wrote that.
Yeah, that sounds like you. And by the way, you put up that stand-up clip from you, Rob.
Yes.
All right, we got. You know what? Let's do it. I'm down. Let's do one. I'll join you on the stage. Not together, but like do set. You do your set.
Yeah.
I'll do a set.
Yeah,
you want to do it?
Yeah,
we should do that. We should do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. We could do it. We'll do one. We could do a test on the radio. That's how I got started. Remember, I did a couple on the radio first, and then got up on a big stage because Chris Broussard kept saying he dared me to go do it. Speaking of Chris Broussard, he gave me a shout-out on the TV show today.
Yeah.
A little no way, no how action. That was pretty nice.
Saw that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You know, first things first. We never miss first things first. We never watch
Listen,
it, so we never miss it.
No, you can't keep claiming that you miss everything. Okay, you can't. You don't watch me Spectrum in the morning. You say immediately you turn. You're not watching First Things First. You ain't listening to Jason Smith and who are you listening to? What you doing? What you watching?
Sorry about all that. All right.
All you watching is old reruns of Perry Mason.
Perry Mason.
Perry Mason.
Okay, I do have something serious to say. I'm dead serious. I shouldn't have said that.
Okay.
I lost a friend today.
Oh, man.
And I do want to say something because he was a good friend of mine in Detroit. John Davis has passed away. He was somebody I actually, Kelvin, put on the radio. He's a sports fan for a long time. Him and his buddy Chauncey, I gave them a show on my Fox on the sports rap radio in Detroit.
Yeah.
It was one of the best things I ever did because these guys used to sit around at the bar. They were just sports fans. Mm-hmm. So I gave him a show called Cornbread and Chauncey. It was a proud moment for me because for John, it was like reaching something that he always wanted, in his life, like to have a platform. And he's a big Lions fan and big sports fan and talk about sports. So I feel great that I was able to make that happen for him in his life. But he has passed. Smart guy, great guy, and the world won't be as kind without John Davis. So I don't want to be on a downer, but I had to mention the loss of John Davis. All right.
Yeah. God bless the dead, man. God bless him, his memory, his family, all that good stuff.
No doubt. All right. Let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew because we wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without him. Rob G is our producer. Bud Mexican is there. You go. Alex is our engineer.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
My favorite.
That's pretty cool. I can't.
It really is. Monty Bolaños is at the anchor desk. Yeah, we got that. I know. Monty's getting airtime already. I mean, did you see that?
Listen, Elijah know how to get the ratings. He
knows what he's doing.
He think he's slick.
Monty.
In a minute, it's gonna be like a ventriloquist act. It's gonna be me talking with just Monty.
I got it figured out now. All we need to do during the Jason Smith show is cut into Monty as much as we can, and then you'll get numbers.
Look at that.
I mean, why not?
I'm just saying.
Why not? Wash my hair today. Let's do it.
Look at Alex. Alex is so disgusting. Could you put the camera on Alex? Look at that. He's so disgusting.
Why are you hating? Why are you hating?
You know
I don't hate. I spread love.
I'm just saying.
I'm spreading love. I'm hating the hate, but I'm loving love.
Hey, Alex, you know my theory, what I'm about to say. Monty comes prepared. You know how everybody else, it's radio, who cares, whatever, I dress it. Look, hair, this is 2-3 weeks in a row what she said. Oh, I actually watched and did my hair.
You're making it seem like I didn't do that before all of this. I always look like this. So I don't know why we're saying it's now.
Hold on now.
We got a fight going on. All right, we got a show to do. Let's go. We got a show to go. Let's do it. Okay? Oh, I broke
Let's
my
do it.
glasses. Just
don't
broke
maybe
my
put
glasses.
these boxing gloves on.
Don't make me put the boxing gloves on.
All right, this is bad. All right, hey, Rob G.
Rob, come on, get it together. Now, how you going to read the teasers?
My glasses are broken. Rob G., it has been a tumultuous week for one Mr. LeBron James, and it got even worse today when the ESPN?
Baxter Holmes,
Athletic.
That was ESPN.
ESPN, okay.
ESPN.
Great research there, Rob.
No. But you told me that she put out a statement to the Athletic.
She put out a statement to the Athletic since then.
But that's what I'm saying.
Baxter Holmes put out this 20-minute read.
Yes. So it started about a week ago. LeBron James, for reasons unknown to us, we talked about it on the show, decided he needed a 23rd season patch that only he would have for the rest of the season. It started mid-January in Sacramento, of all places. That just seemed odd. And then on Monday, it was announced that for the first time in 21 seasons, LeBron James would not be listed as an All-Star Game starter in the NBA, which is crazy that it's gone over 2 decades and the streak is finally broken. We find out yesterday that, of course, he didn't get voted in by the fans, but even his peers, his teammates, his NBA brethren didn't even have him in their top 6 of Western Conference players on their ballots for the NBA All-Star Game. And it all came to a head earlier on Wednesday when ESPN's Baxter Holmes did a 10,000-word piece discussing the dynamics of the Jeannie Buss family sale of the Lakers. All anyone cared about, though, was about 3 paragraphs where it explained that Jeannie Buss had grown frustrated with LeBron for a number of reasons. Number one being that she felt like She didn't like the narrative that LeBron had chose them and he was like their savior for their franchise. Number 2, she didn't like the fact that LeBron James had kind of absolved himself from the Russell Westbrook trade, even though he pushed for it harder than anybody.
Don't we remember the video of them having a powwow in his backyard?
And last but not least, she was very upset that he didn't seem more grateful that they did him a solid by drafting Bronny in the second round of the draft.
They drafted Bronny on his playing potential, right?
So it's been a rough week for the King.
Yes, and I got a message for the King. I'm
What's
dead
that?
serious. Retire after this season. Call it quits. Seriously, LeBron, is this on? I'm dead serious. The writing could not be more on the wall, right? From everywhere you go. You don't want to go out. Your players have told you you're an afterthought. The fans, the Laker fans voted. Because guess what? Luka got 1.5 million more votes than he did when he was in Dallas last year. And guess who got 1.5 million less votes? LeBron James. So the Laker fans are out there voting, and they still didn't vote for you. The players didn't vote for you. The fans didn't vote for you. The league did this phony patch that only you have, and we were really celebrating your 23 years in the league. It should be a worldwide patch, right? Everybody should have it on, and it should have started in October when the season started. That's when your 23rd season started. You don't want to stick around too long. You can't now next year, and the All-Star game is in L.A. What a send-off. Have it one more time, and it could have been in L.A. They were not even interested in doing that for you. No solid. The worst thing you could do is come back next year, and guess what? It'd be even worse than this year. Like, it is rock bottom. He has stayed too long. LeBron James needs to retire. The writing is on the wall. In Los Angeles, nobody wants you at the All-Star game. LeBron James? Really? Kelvin, I think that says all you need to know. Fans don't want you. No owners want you. The players don't want you. Like what? Do you need a building to fall over on you?
Yeah. I think, Rob, what makes it difficult with LeBron is all that it comes with. We'll talk a little bit later about on Steph Curry, some of the Steph Curry news and with the Warriors and whatnot. But it's what comes with LeBron. It's not just singularly the talent. He's actually still probably a top 20. Me and Rob G were talking about this top 20 player, top 25, depending on where you want to go. When you watch him and still, like last night's game, he was incredible. And so the talent is there. What he could bring to a team is still there. No. Oh, dude, of course he's not. He's 41 years old. What I'm saying is, so it has to be something else. And it becomes what all it brings with LeBron, right? It's all the expectations. It's coaches might get fired, coaches might not. Guys might get traded. It's everyone else's fault but his. It's all the innuendos and the secret messaging. And now it's Rich Paul. And is Rich Paul speaking for LeBron or he's not? Is he his own man saying? It's all that comes with it. And so one thing, going back to what Rob G was set up with Jeannie Buss, I do disagree with the idea that, he did come. If you remember what the Lakers were prior to him, including the last few years with Khobi, they were awful. They were awful. It's the reason why they had the number 2 pick 3 years in a row. So the idea that, he came, which brought AD because of the whole Clutch Sports connection, and they got a championship out of that. So let's not belittle that. Like that part I don't agree with. He did come.
The Lakers are going to be fine. The Lakers would be fine. They've always sold out.
I have no recollection of that. I have no recollection of that post Dr. Buss. I don't. You can't tell me that. If you told me with Dr. Buss,
if you told me you had empty seats here, I would buy into that. There are no empty seats in Los Angeles.
Wait. What? Well, I'm sorry. The Laker organization does not base things off just the seats.
I'm just talking
That's
about.
a part of it.
No, but I'm just talking
they
about.
They have full seats when they were winning 30 games with the last couple of years with Khobi. Come on now, Rob. You live here.
But my point is that they weren't going anywhere whether LeBron came or not. Like they would have had to rebuild and do something whether it was with LeBron or not. I'm just saying, let's not make it like because without AD, they didn't do anything. When AD wasn't here, they didn't even make the playoffs with LeBron.
No, they
didn't make the playoffs.
You got AD because of LeBron. That's exactly what I just said. You got LeBron, you got AD, the whole Clutch Sports thing, and they were actually to be relevant. They won a championship, Western Conference Finals. They had a run of at least relevancy on the court, not just in the seats because of the Lakers. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to belittle that first, part of his tenure, first 4 or 5 years. But with that being said, I actually agree, and I mentioned this half tongue-in-cheek, half seriously, that I think the All-Star game is a perfect time, or very LeBron-esque, for him to announce retirement. It's in L.A., you didn't vote me in, I feel some type of way. The Lakers, I had to opt in. They didn't offer me an extension. Rich Paul says they never asked for one. Whose side, whatever you believe. But that to me seems like an opportunity for LeBron.
You expect it to happen?
Yeah, I'm saying that would not shock me if he said.
I'm just saying, do you expect LeBron?
I don't expect. I'm just saying I could see this happening where he says, I'm going to suck the oxygen out of this room. The All-Star games in L.A., like we mentioned, I'm not starting. Watch me announce something here where it all becomes about me again. That would it completely change. The whole entire weekend will be about that. And I could see that as a great opportunity to say, the middle finger, if he feels slighted at all, here's a good chance to put the proverbial middle finger up and say to the Lakers, to an NBA, to fans, whoever slighted me.
I'm not sure he's going to be there.
That's not crazy, too. I wouldn't put that.
I can't imagine him showing up.
That's not crazy as well.
Not being voted as a starter for the first time in his career.
So what's the out though? What are you? I sick. I had a family.
He didn't want to go last year. He won't go. What if they want to?
The coaches are going to put him in. So then it becomes.
Yeah, but he could always come up with something. Yeah, you could decline. He didn't want to do it. I just don't think.
So it's gotten weird where 10 years ago we would all thought he would have had an amazing farewell tour. Kareem got it. Jordan got it. You would think LeBron would get that. Now we're at a place where I think it's just going to end pretty bad, and he's going to walk away, and it very well could be this year and should be this year.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Should LeBron forego the farewell tour and just retire after the season? We'll continue that conversation next with you. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. It is The Odd Couple, where we deliver insight, not noise. Right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
For more great teases and liners from K-Dot in the US of A.
Rob G, of course, all the great talk now about Indiana is, of course, being that they went undefeated and they won a national championship, is, of course, the hyperbole that they're the greatest team that ever.
Why are you underselling it, Rob? Why are you underselling? Rob, the Indiana Hoosiers.
Rob G, I'm just giving it to real.
Became the first team in over 130 years of college football to go 16-0.
With a 27-year-old on the team.
16-0. Yes, sir. These Hoosiers have done something that nobody this century or last century had ever done. 16-0. They just completed the perfect season. The average margin of victory, 27.1 points per game. The fourth highest by any undefeated champion this century. So, guys, when you do something like that and you make history that big, is it fair to say that Indiana has a legitimate claim to be the greatest college football team ever?
No.
Now, did I give them the credit for being the greatest turnaround in history? Yes. One of the better fun stories in college sports in the last 30, 40 years? Yes.
Dirty.
You know, would you want to – Kurt Signetti, one of the best coaching jobs? Yes. You can go down the line. But when you're talking about best college teams, I got to hit you with the – Mary, hit me with a hold-up. I got to hit you with a hold-up on that, all right? Because there's multiple reasons why, Rob G, I'm hitting you with a hold-up. Number one, the team was designed, and it's not just their fault and credit them for being the best at it, but they were hitmen for hire. It's just a bunch of guys. Some came from James Madison, a bunch of other guys. You don't know them. There's no storyline. And as far as like all this team, there's no build-up. There's no history with these guys. You don't know them. You literally only know the quarterback, Mendoza, and we didn't even know him prior to this season. There's no star quality to them. Also, they beat a good team in Miami, a heck of a team. But they didn't beat an all-time team. And some of these other teams that I'm going to go down here in a moment, they beat very, very good teams to win because they had beat teams that have been together. They beat teams that have history. And so, to me, that adds to the element. So they're not on this level. And you're talking about just top-end talent? Let me remind you of the 2001 Miami Hurricanes. Don't even forget the 2002 Hurricanes as well. Ken Dorsey was their quarterback, but listen to this running backs. Clinton Portis, Najee Davenport, Willis McGahee,
my goodness,
Frank Gore. That was the backfield. Tight ends, Jeremy Shockey, Kellen Winslow Jr. And then you go to defensive line. The defensive players you had, Jonathan Velma, DJ Williams had, of course we know, Sean Taylor, God bless the dead, Ed Reed, Entre Rowe, Phillip Buchanan, Mike Rumph, all good to Hall of Fame level defensive backs. So when you're talking about some of the greatest teams, they're not that. They're not also the 2019 LSU team. They're not that as well. So to me, and they're not the Leinart, Bush, Lindell White, and all those guys, USC teams as well. So for me, they're really good. It was a really fun story. Took over college sports, maybe even all the sports for a little bit. But no, they are not on those levels of some of the other teams that I'd mentioned. Simple for me. And that's coming from a guy who loved the story. It was great. It was fun. What a turnaround. But no.
I'm with you. I just think that there's too much here. Transfer portal, older players. There's just a lot of stuff that makes you not feel as great about it. They did it. They did it in the current rules and everything that they have, right? But you know this too. There's a huge advantage when you talk about players in that age, the difference between being a 19-year-old and a 27-year-old or a 25-year-old. Would you agree with that? Like that there's one guy is a man. One guy's a man. And the other guy is becoming a man. And I think that you're able to dominate somebody like that. You know, when you play, I can remember playing my nephew, Alvin, in basketball, you know, as he was growing up and trying to beat his uncle, you know, that whole thing, you know, in the backyard. And every year or, you know, at a certain time in the summer, I come in over there and then he would try to beat me. And that's when he was 14 and 15. And I was, you know, and then at some point he wanted to beat me, right? Because he grew up and all that stuff. And the same thing here. These are men against boys. And that's why when you talk about the average age is 23, right? Which is outside of when people graduate at 21 and 22, normally 4 years. You're telling me to have the average be 23, that there are 27 and 28-year-olds, right? To take you to that height. Everybody's not, because there are 18 and 19-year-olds in there as well mixed in, and 20. Right. So the average to be 23 means you got some people who are 25, 26, 27. I saw a number, and I think they had 47 players who were between 22 and 25. 47. It's a ton of players.
Oh, yeah, he did. Listen, and I told Rob
And that's
G.
why I just have a problem with trying to crown them as the greatest college football team ever.
All right, DJ Ali Alex. It's the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. Make sure you check out the brand new YouTube channel. We are simulcasting live on it right now. As always, shout out to Elijah getting us looking good on there. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. When you're there, thumbs up, icon, hit that, share it, like it, subscribe it, all that good stuff. We'll read some comments later on throughout the show, so go check it out right now on YouTube. Mike Sando in a moment, in about 5 minutes or so. We'll talk to him, the Athletic senior NFL writer, as we get closer and closer to the championship games on the weekend. All right, 877-99 on Fox. It's getting really complicated with LeBron, his relationship with the Lakers, and really maybe even the league as a whole. Is it time for him to retire, time for him to call it a career, or do what he wants, stay as long as he wants? Maybe that's how you feel. 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
Chris in Mississippi. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing great. You?
What's up, Chris?
I'm doing okay. Have a good night. I'm like this. I mean, he been in the league 23 years. Hey, he got a stellar career. Hey, forget that farewell tour because he should have retired 5 or 6 years ago. Hey, I'm just gonna be honest.
I hear you. I know. Enough is enough. Sometimes you wear out. Thanks for the call, Chris. You wear out your welcome.
Thank y'all.
5 or 6 is a little bit longer.
No, but I'm saying you wear out your welcome. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, appreciate it. I think the Bronny thing for him personally, that was the if I can play with my son, he did that. Check that box, and I think what else is there?
You mean take a picture
you know
with
what I mean?
Your son?
Say that one more time.
Take a picture with your son. You mean?
Yeah, he took a picture and he played with him. Don't act like he ain't on the same court.
Did they play together? Okay.
They did play together. I didn't say they was winning a bunch together. I said they played together, Rob.
Andre in Massachusetts, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dre?
How you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, his name is King James. He sees himself as a king, most definitely. So he's not going to be able to leave the NBA without a royal procession. He's going to need all of the bells and whistles. It's not going to be a Tim Duncan situation. So that's, and then again, with his connections with Hollywood and Clutch Sports, well, LeBron looks at these things, right, cinematically, thematically.
Okay, Dre, I hear you, but there's an all-star game happening in Los Angeles, and nobody wanted him there. What farewell tour are you going to get around the rest of the country if your own peers didn't vote for you, right? He was 6th, so he didn't make that team. The 1.5 million voted for Luka more than they did LeBron, and LeBron lost 1.5. I mean, all the scenes are there. What's going to be different next year? I don't – seriously.
Next year, hopefully, Rob, his temper tantrum can end, which is what he's been putting on all season because the Lakers moved off of him for Luka Doncic. So the procession tour is not going to take place with the Lakers. Maybe, possibly, what's going on in Golden State. That could open up and he can go and team up with Chef Curry. But it's over. The sun has set for him in Los Angeles. We know that when the AD deal, when the Lakers swindled the Mavericks to get Luka over there. And he's been upset ever since. And that's why it's devolved to the point where it's at. So he's going to have to find his other destination, Cleveland, Golden State, wherever, Miami, and that's where he'll have the farewell tour and bells and whistles. But unfortunately, it's not going to put him above Michael Jordan.
I just don't see it. I don't care where he goes. I don't think people.
If we had more time, I would ask you, Rob. Kareem got it. Obviously we all know. Why did Kareem versus the NBA not want to do it for LeBron? You get what I mean? If you
it's
want
not
to
that the NBA don't want to do it. I'm talking about.
But I mean, the NBA gave like everywhere that Kareem was going.
Yeah,
not like this.
LeBron is a polarizing figure. Kareem wasn't that. Same thing.
You
Michael
don't think
Jordan.
so?
No, not like LeBron. Are you kidding?
Not like LeBron. I agree
like,
the mass media end of it, but Kareem was. Okay.
Kareem was outspoken and a different kind of guy like that, but I don't think that he was hated as much as LeBron. There are people who just don't like LeBron.
Oh, that's facts. I don't disagree.
And that's all I'm
that.
saying is he's polarizing, so it ain't as easy to have it. There are some places if LeBron had a thing, they might boo him at the arena. I'm dead serious.
No, I don't disagree. I
there
think
could be places that he goes and they would boo the hell out of him. I don't think he wants to do that.
Yep. All right. Appreciate it. Mike Sando on the way. We'll talk some NFL as we get closer to championship weekend. Right now, Monty Bolaños is going to get us updated. Hey, Monty.
Hey, guys.
What's up, Monty? My glasses broke.
Your glasses broke.
Yeah, he broke it. Would you sit on them, Rob?
I was trying to. I had a glizzy in my mouth. I was taking the glizzy out, and my glasses.
Oh
broke.
boy. Oh,
So what? You're missing a leg? You can still wear them. We could stick the other leg and you can hold it more properly. You know what I'm saying?
I need a monocle. I need a monocle.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. There we go.
All right.
That's what we
I know
could
we
do.
got Sando.
All right, we'll be quick here, but news out of the NFL, defensive coordinator Brian Flores has signed a contract extension with the Vikings. If he does not receive a head coaching job, then he's going to be back as the team's defensive coordinator.
He's not getting a head coaching job.
Well,
He's suing the league.
Well,
I'm just saying.
no, you're right.
How-
You're right.
So he'll never get. Real question, Rob. You think so? He'll never get one.
I'm just.
So he's at his ceiling for the next. He's like 42. So he's at his ceiling for the next 20, 25 years.
All I'm asking you is he has a current suit going on. I don't think he'll get hired now.
No, I'm with you. That's just weird. Like for him to know that, then I'm at my ceiling. It's kind of crazy.
Well, because what deal is your sign? Why are you signing this deal if you really think you could get a contract? You know what I mean? A head
Another
coaching
fair
job.
point.
You
Another
wouldn't
fair
have to. You
point.
wouldn't have to sign this deal. Let me go through the process. If I get a job, fine. I'll come back.
Yeah.
But
Have they
doesn't make
called you at
sense.
all for a job, Rob? Because they ain't really calling brothers right now for the Rooney Rule. They might
That's
call
right.
you.
All right, go
Well,
ahead.
the Chiefs did agree to terms with Eric Bieniemy to bring him back as their offensive coordinator. The Steelers completed an interview today with former Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy for their head coaching vacancy. In baseball, the Yankees and Cody Bellinger agreed to terms on a 5-year deal worth $162 million. Right now in the NBA, the Cavaliers on top of the Hornets 28-8 with less than 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Charlotte has made 3 shots so far. When it comes to men's college hoops, it's still late in the first half, but number 11 Illinois is leading Maryland 27-26. Also late in the first half, where number 22 North Carolina is up on Notre Dame 24-17. We'll check in the NHL. The Maple Leafs are up on the Red Wings 1-0. Also late in the first period. Back to you guys.
All right, and real quick, Adam Schefter just reported that he signed a contract extension with the Vikings. There's no head coaching job.
Right.
Like that what he did with
Well,
the
yeah, so they
contingent
aside-
plan,
correct,
right?
yes.
Is now no longer Kelvin. He's coming back to the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's crazy to know that for the next 20 years of his career, he might have a ceiling. You know what I mean? Like this is as far as I'll get. All right, appreciate it, Monty.
Bye.
I don't know. Go ahead and sue Spectrum and see what they do to you. See if you get a
No,
job.
listen, I'm with you. We talked
I'm
about the
just
same
saying,
thing with Colin Kaepernick. You got the settlement,
Once
and
you
then you're
get
like,
that-
all right, so come back and pick me. And they're like, I'm like, dude, what team is going to pick you now? You done sued and had to settle with the league. So I'm with you. I get that. Maybe we can ask Mike that as well. Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track with up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose. Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can achieve your goals. Use as directed for minor aches and pains. Mike Sando, now our guest, the athletic senior NFL writer, Sando NFL on X there. What's
and I'm
going
going
on,
to say,
Mike?
Mike, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm just going to say straight up, the league doesn't hire black coaches to begin with, so now they're going to hire a black coach that's suing the league. Was he ever getting a job, Mike? Did you think that Brian Flores was going to get a head coaching job while he has a live, active suit against the league?
No, I thought it would be unlikely. I think also the way that it went in Miami, he had to explain away some of that stuff. I mean, he really got. In fact, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's pretty prominent on Amazon, kind of was like, "Hey, it was tough. He became a different guy." A lot of people had that optic on him when he was there. That he's a great guy, and then when he got power, he was not as good. And so, wouldn't be the first guy to do that. But the handling of the quarterback there, all of that stuff. I think the reason why a deal gets done with Minnesota is they got to protect their interests too. They can't be looking for a coordinator in a month, right?
No,
So
I get
this
that.
falls
I
into them.
I get their end, Mike, for sure. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying if he really thought he had a shot at a job, I'd be like, well, you have to wait. I might get a head coaching job, and he knows he's not getting one. That's all. That's my point.
Well, but he can still get one. He can. I mean, look. This gives him a fallback where he doesn't have to move. He probably likes it there, and he can still look for a head coaching job. I think that he was probably. There's probably some other issues in terms of whatever the money was or all of that, that needed to be resolved. And those things oftentimes don't get resolved until there's some pressure.
All right, here's my quickest question, and then we'll move on. 10 openings. Will any black coaches be hired?
That's a great question. I really don't know.
Mike, I don't even with the interview process. I don't even hear any black names. I don't know who all the candidates. I don't know everybody. I don't. And even Eric Bieniemy tried to get a job for 10 years. He went back to the Kansas City Chiefs to do the same job. What jobs are there? I just don't see them.
Yeah. If you had, off the top of my head, if you had to bet, you'd probably bet There may not be, right?
Yep.
I mean, I'm trying to think who's
nobody.
Which
is crazy.
You look at the candidate list for each team. Obviously, they're bringing some guys in, but you're like, okay, are they just complying with rules here?
Yes.
Well, what the rules? I mean, at this given point, as we sit here today, there's only 3 black coaches, so the Rudy rule really worked. Like, you know what I mean? 20 years of it, and here we are 20
They hired
years
John
later.
Harbaugh in New York. Did they interview anybody else? I don't.
That's a great question.
Interview a minority candidate, Mike? I don't.
Well,
see
they
that.
have to. Yes, they had to. They have to. You have to be able to comply with the rules.
Okay.
So, but when
Well,
when they
All right.
when they hired him, the GM said, "Yeah, we knew from the beginning, that this was going to be the guy."
We all knew, Mike. We all knew, Mike. They're flying and wining, died on first class private jet. All right, Mike. We can switch gears here. Talk about this game for the Broncos. Obviously devastating. You're excited. You're going to the AFC Championship, but then you lose your quarterback in Bo Nix. What's the game plan now? How do you pivot and try to get to a Super Bowl? We've seen it. Can you go Nick Foles? Can you go Tom Brady his first year at it?
Yeah. Well, you probably, to me, their best chances, I think you can win a game. I don't think you're winning 2 with the backup quarterback. Certainly you're going to get on the other side. If you get Seattle's defense, I think that would be real problematic for them. I think it might be with Bo Nix anyway. But it makes it interesting, because you do have a coach in Sean Payton who's got a good defense, on his team. And
Defense can win.
Yeah.
Right, and when he lost Drew Brees, they still won some games in New Orleans, but it was because of the defense. Like the offense, the quarterbacks had some winning records. Like I think Jameis Winston might have even had a really good record, but it was a lot of defensive winning going on. So that's got to be a big part of what they're thinking. At the same time, Jarrett Stidham is a veteran. I think that he. I know people that have been, with him places. He's going to come in and project confidence and command and all of that. But I think you really don't know what you're getting in the game. And for 2 games in a row, I really have my questions.
Mike, help me with C.J. Stroud of turnover. 10 turnovers in 6 quarters in 2 playoff games is mind-boggling. If I'm the Texans with a Super Bowl type defense, I really got to figure out, is he going to bounce back, or do I need to look for another option here?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, talk about a guy who looks so good as a rookie, and they still have won, and they've won playoff games every year. But I'm kind of with you here to where, hey, if you're gonna, it's kind of like you tolerate some of these games in the playoffs if the ceiling's really high the rest of the time, right? We've seen that with any number of quarterbacks over there. We've seen Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, John Elway early in his career, right? I mean, even Peyton Manning, the first 6-7 years, he didn't win anything in the playoffs. But the rest of the time, he was like MVP, So you kind of like, okay, maybe he'll get over it at some point. But when you're just sort of, decent in the regular season and then completely implode, I think, he's probably one more postseason implosion away from, that being super costly for him. If I'm them, I certainly don't rush into a huge contract.
Oh, I can't see him getting a contract, not this offseason.
Yeah, it's the first time he's eligible for one, I believe.
Right.
What's the latest with Stephon Diggs? The court dates and the alleged strangulation situation. He's going to be able to play, and say they win and go to the Super Bowl? Like, what's the latest with that?
Well, that's pretty interesting. So the number one interesting thing to me on that was that Mike Vrabel, most of the time when people bring this sort of a thing up, the coach is like kind of timid, or he's kind of like, hey, yeah, we're just gathering information, no comment. Vrabel's like, we got his back. Wasn't that amazing? It was just like a player. Like Vrabel is a former player. It just really struck me like they just said he's our guy, and almost, in a much more supportive way.
Is this the Patriots that had Aaron Hernandez too? They had his back too.
Yeah, well,
I
don't know that this is on the same level.
No. I'm not saying that, but they had his back too. I'm just saying, you got to be
interesting. You mean publicly they said we got him?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there were people who said that he was on the do not draft list. I know I saw Tony Dungy say that, and the Patriots didn't feel that way. They were like,
a lot of teams draft guys. I'm talking about when there's something pending.
Yeah, no. I think that, I get it. You're trying to be supportive, but you got to be careful whenever there's, legal matters involved. It's nice to say that, But you also have to say, hey, this out of our control. That's all I'm saying. Be
Yeah,
careful.
and I don't know what the league does this stuff on their own timetable. So I don't know. They could suspend him tomorrow or not, and wait till after the season.
Robert Sala's getting another chance. Were you surprised by that?
Not really. I think that there was some more talk in this cycle about giving second chances to people. I think they've run the well dry on all these 15-year-old offensive coordinators. There's just you get to a point where there's just not a pool of those guys, very many. So, and then we've seen, I think some of those second chance guys have done okay. So I think doesn't surprise me at all. I think you take into account the situation. I think the Jets are a really hard place for anyone to win. We've seen quarterbacks come out of those New York markets and do well elsewhere when they were completely running into the ground when they were in that market. So, Saleh probably has a better chance in Tennessee than the Jets.
You
even
think
though
so?
The Titans, well, yes, even though the Titans are not a good organization. So he's still got a lot of challenges there, but I think he's going to be in a totally different setting for him where I think he'll probably have some more time.
Hey, Mike,
Callahan had.
I'm sorry. Real quick, last one for me. Real quick, just Rams, Seahawks, big one coming up. Rams win close early in November, and then, of course, the Seahawks squeak out one a few weeks back.
Squeak out one. The Rams choked. They were up by 16 in the fourth quarter.
What do you make of this one now?
I think it's a real tough spot for the Rams. I do. I think that they have really been on a run of. I think they've played in Atlanta, they've played in Charlotte, they've played in Chicago. All these long road trips, and Seattle's sitting there. Hasn't made any hardly trips, and had the bye week. I think that it sets up in Seattle's favor with the home crowd and just a Ram team that I would think could run out of gas in the second half.
All right, well, there you have it. That's
Thanks,
why they play
Mike.
the games. We'll see, Mike. Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Great.
you.
Thank
No
you.
doubt.
Appreciate it. Okay.
All right, Rob, we got Shekel City on the way. Tiger and your tire rack play of the day as well. We'll get to all that in just a moment. It's the Odd Couple on Fox Sports Radio.
Can I tell you how I describe this championship? They beat the system. They beat the system. They didn't beat Miami. They beat the system. This ain't no Disney movie. This movie's rated XXX.
Oh, boy.
One you don't want to take the kids to see. I'm telling you, there's nothing good, pure, wholesome about Indiana winning the national championship. Are you kidding me? They're selling this like we reinvented the wheel. We made a better mousetrap that could catch two mice at the same time. That's what they're trying to sell college football America. It's a farce. They paid for a national championship. And that's why I say they beat the system. Other schools now, go look at your alum. Go find your Mark Cuban check, right, with the checkbook. You can do this too. The average age, 23 years old. You go, oh, that's not that old. Well, most people graduate college 21 or 22, right? Or
Nah, you making real.
Right? Most people. And then think about this, the Green Bay Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Average age of their players, 25. Indiana, 23. Please do not make this like you just saw something that's inconceivable and you can't believe that this happened in your lifetime, because the basketball school, Indiana, which haven't been relevant since Bobby Knight was kicking chairs and pimp slapping students around, roam the sidelines. This is not that Indiana. There's nothing special here. This could have happened at any school willing to put up $20 million for a coaching staff, $2 million for a quarterback, and guess what?
What?
top 10 in spending on the players and going to the transfer portal, and any 27-year-old with 2 kids and a wife will gladly put them on the roster. That's how ugly this is. They won a championship. They're not Cinderella. This chick is heavy with pimples, and I'm not going to embrace it.
Look at you, fat shaming on a Tuesday. Ain't Tuesday, Fat Tuesday? Let me get to you right now. Number one, I thought you were about to say the right thing when you said, ain't nothing good or pure about, and I was like, look at him, starting off right. Then you said Indiana. No, it's college football. Nothing pure or about it and good in the first place. So they got into a nasty, murky system, an ugly game, and they played it better than anybody. Kurt Signetti came into the game, told him I was about to win. Matter of fact, you know what he did? He told Rob Parker, he said, Google me. He told you to Google him, and what did he do? Turn right around and went 11-2 last year, ended up number 8. And then 16-0, Rob. 16-0. Smoked everybody. Ohio State, you can get this smoke twice. With, as Rob G just mentioned, second most losing team in FBS history. So the idea that Miami, Michigan, Ohio State, USC, Alabama, all these big teams, and not Alabama, I'll take them out because they win all the time, but some of these schools who've won one or haven't won in 20-something years like a Miami, Texas, I don't even know the last time Texas won. And they got a Manning. They got a Vince Young, right? That was lit. That was one of the greatest games ever. My point is, Texas, all these amenities, new buildings, new structure for the players. They got Arch Manning, all that money. They ain't did it. In fact, they didn't look that great this year.
Yeah, you're right. They don't have any 27-year-olds on the team. You're right.
Right. They got 22.8-year-olds. And so the idea that he turned it around so fast, he did it his way, brought in James Madison kids. He didn't bring in Georgia. He didn't bring in Clemson, Ohio State, James Madison kids, and they went in there and got it done. Come on, Rob. You can't hate on that. That's amazing. Now, what he opened up was an opportunity, as you just mentioned, for everybody to do that. And it might have donors who typically wouldn't think of a Purdue, who typically might not think of a Michigan State, who might not think of some of these other schools that aren't the biggest, say, you know what, why not us, North Carolina State? We got some people with some money. Why not us? I just saw what he did at Indiana, of all places, in 2 years. So that's what's about to make this interesting. We might mess around and have more parity than we've had in the last 20 to 30 years where it was just Alabama, Georgia. Our couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a Worship Wednesday. Big thank you to, of course, Mike Sando, who just joined us moments ago. Make sure you check out the podcast. Rob G will have that up in a little bit if you didn't get a chance to see it.
He sounds sexy. He wasn't sure about all that smoke, about the coaches out the box.
Yeah, I think he was kind of like, oh, I wasn't ready for all that. But no, hey, seriously, Rob, it's a real conversation. Like, what was the point of the rule? What was the point of having this supposed to be this pivotal change? And here we are. Things look the exact same. If not, you could argue maybe even worse.
When the Lions hired Steve Mariucci, no black coaches would even go to Detroit. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
they knew that they knew that Mariucci was hired already,
yep.
and none of them would do the dog and pony show so that the Lions could do that. I remember that. They got fined.
And this is what Brian Flores was talking about.
That's exactly. Remember that? He was going to go, and Bill Belichick called him by mistake and said, congratulations on the job. What job?
100%.
I mean,
that's like, what job? Yeah, man. So
so he got the job because I'm going there tomorrow to interview for the job. Is that it?
Dude, exactly. And here we are. Rooney ruled this, Rooney ruled that. You got 3 black coaches. None, Mike Sando, who's covered all this, he doesn't even know a name. A single name.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He
around.
covers the NFL. He couldn't even – I said, give me a name. He couldn't give you one.
Yeah, and we talked about it. The pipeline is the issue. You're finding them, getting them early, getting them in the coordinator position, these quarterback coach positions, these linebacker coaches where they can move up and then get opportunities. But it's so far and few that, we could go on and on and on about this. But I'm seriously glad we had the conversation, Rob. All right, let's get into it now. It's time for Shekel City.
Welcome to Shekel City. It's for Rob Parker's daily picks against the spread.
Did I do that? Did I do that?
Well, I was 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Yeah, it was giving 1 and 2 vibes.
I did pull out.
26 and 14.
I ain't paying for that.
Here we go tonight. I got Boston minus 10.5. Taking on the Pacers. Pacers. Got the Brooklyn Nets plus 11.5. A Knicks win, but the Nets covered at 11.5. And I got the Sacramento Kings plus 5.5, taking on the Raptors in NBA Siberia. So Kings plus 5.5, Brooklyn plus 11.5, and the Celtics minus 10.5. And remember, Kelvin, I'm not telling you who to bet on. I'm telling you who I bet on.
Remember the Kings used to be a fun place to watch a game? Not necessarily being there, but like their teams and everybody on TV with the cowbells and Chris Webber and Vlade and Mike Bibby. Man, boy, have things changed. My goodness. All right, it's now time for your Tire Rack play of the day.
Rui wants Luka, finds Luka. Back to Hachimura. Diving is LeBron! Throw it down!
Boy, LeBron can still make that quick dive down the middle off the ball.
Spectrum Sportsnet there on the call. That's your Tire Rack play of the day. It's brought to you by Tire Rack. And, of course, for over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Rob, let me ask you this. Back to the conversation we're having. Do you think somebody now, and I hate to call him out in this sense but if Mike Tomlin ends up taking the year off, doing TV, or just makes himself more available to press and whatnot, you think he's the type of person who would bring that up and kind of make a fuss, if you will, make some noise about that? Or is it, I don't want to, like I said, I'm not putting it on him. I'm just asking more or less because he would be one of the prominent persons. Like he had a job for 19 years as
but
an
he
NFL
has no
head coach.
coaching tree. He hired one black offensive and defensive coordinator in his 19 years. I doubt he'd be that guy.
Yeah. It's just interesting wondering, like, where the fuss comes from. You get what I mean? Because Brian Flores is almost can't say anything now because he's got the lawsuit. But as we discussed, on paper, he'd be the perfect guy. Just, as far as
I get what you're saying, right? But I'm
teams have done. Yeah, it's interesting, but it's kind of disheartening also again to be here 20 years later, having a whole purpose of the rule. And there's been no advancement, no real change of it. And that's why I said I'm glad you brought that up. You asked, because there's not even names circulating around that you're like, oh, there's interest here, there's interest there. Nobody.
Sad. It really is sad that we can't – the union's okay with it. You don't hear anything from the Black Coaches Association, where they have an association. It's disappointing. It really is that they'll have 10 openings. You know how big – that doesn't happen often.
That's 10? A third of the league.
Yes.
Third of the league, and here we are, like we said, couldn't even really come up with any candidates. All right. Well, you mentioned the spread. You had the Knicks and the Nets going on. You got the Nets covering. But what's going on in New York? How can you solve it? We'll tell you how to solve it now.
We are Fox Sports.
Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not going to see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm going to go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
Defensive coordinator Brian Flores has signed a contract extension with the Vikings. If he does not receive a head coaching job this cycle, he will be back as the team's defensive coordinator. The Bills are going to continue their head coach search tomorrow as former Giants coach Brian Dable is set to have his interview. The Steelers completed an interview with former Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy for their head coach vacancy. The Chiefs have agreed to terms with Eric Bieniemy to bring him back as their offensive coordinator. 49ers GM John Lynch says wide receiver Brandon Ayuk has played his last snap for the team and won't be back in 2026. In the NBA, the Cavaliers lead the Hornets 47-25 halfway through the second quarter. Late in the first quarter, the Celtics are up on the Pacers 20-18. Knicks over the Nets 24-17. Pistons are going to be without Cade Cunningham for tonight's game against the Pelicans because of illness. I'm Monty Bolaños.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 2 on this Worship Wednesday. It is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, where we deliver insight, not noise. Remember that here on Fox Sports Radio. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? It's
Mind your
not.
business.
Switch to the life-changing wet extra large flushable dude wipes, because wetter just cleans better. Available at Amazon and other major retailers nationwide. Dude wipes, best clean, pants down. I'm the poo-poo king. Also,
You need them
check
dude
out
wipes, bro.
our YouTube channel. That's Odd Couple FSR. That's right.
Whoopty damn do.
Thank you, DC. We want you to subscribe. Check it out. That's Odd Couple FSR, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. A lot of stuff to get to, including One's Gotta Go in this second hour of the Odd Couple on a Worship Wednesday. Rob G, there are rumblings going on in New York. New York, so nice they named it twice. They're getting a layup of a win maybe tonight against the Brooklyn Nets at Madison Square Garden. But things have not gone right for the Knicks for some time now.
Oh, a matchup with the Nets could not have been more needed than it is tonight for the New York
perfect
Knicks.
Prescription from the doctor, right?
Absolutely. Okay, so they started out 23-9 and they won the NBA Cup. They were thriving. Go New York, go New York, go. Everybody's feeling good.
That's a great theme
We're
song.
going back to the NBA Finals for the first time in a millennia. Since then, though, the wheels have completely fallen off. They've gone 2-9 during that stretch. Their offense has cratered to the bottom 10. Their defense has been middle of the road at best throughout the whole season, so it's gone from middle of the road to below average. It got so bad that when they were down by 30 at home on Monday and Martin Luther King Day against Dallas, the home crowd booed them out of the gym. And as a result, Jalen Brunson, according to multiple reports, scheduled a players-only meeting after the game and said, look, guys, basically, this is not a technical issue. This is not an X's and O's issue. This is an us issue. Lock in, do your effing job.
All I want to remind you, Kelvin, is 6 months ago, in an Odd Couple proof of performance, I said that the Knicks wanted Larry Brown and ended up with Charlie Brown when they hired Mike Brown. And now this is a Mike Brown problem because you're not getting effort. You know what I mean? They're not playing for you. That's scary. It's one thing you're not getting execution.
Right.
When people don't play for you and don't play defense and roll up their sleeves, that's a statement against the coach. That's what that is. And I'm still going to go back to one thing. I think the Knicks have gone south following Thumbgate. There's no other way of looking at it but since Thumbgate happened. That has derailed the Knicks. They've been awful since Josh Hart
did not have a heart,
and Jalen Brunson were connected by a thumb. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, I'm serious. Like what did Rob G just gave you the numbers? They got out the box. Oh my God, Mike Brown, what a difference! Oh, this is going to be great. Rob G didn't even mention that Cat went from his best season last year to having his worst season since his rookie year. Like, he even said, I don't even know how I fit in here.
100%.
Dude, this is bad. But I'm saying, since that incident and them winning the in-season tournament at the Cup, whatever you want to call it, it's been downhill.
I already hear it right now. What if I told you that one appendage could change it all? I can totally hear the 30 for 30 on this.
Elijah, make sure you get that in the headline, okay? That's all.
HRU.
Thumbgate.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Thumbgate. Look, I'm going to circle back to Thumbgate. Give me a minute on that. I'm going to start here. The thing about this was makes it interesting. You said proof of performance. You're so ridiculous. Going back to talking about when Larry Brown got Charlie Brown, this was the concern for me with the whole Tibbs. Like, I ain't dying on the Tibbs here like he's Phil Jackson, but one thing you ain't questioned about him is how hard they're going to play, almost to the point of too hard, because, he's been that reputation of running guys down. Playing hard, playing good defense, and competing. That's one thing. If he ever has a calling card, that would have been that. Mike Brown, for all the years we've been knowing him as a coach, assistant coach, head coach, I still don't know his calling card. You get what I mean? I don't know, like, whether you love Mike D'Antoni or not, you knew what he would be. Like, if I said, hey, they're hiring Mike D'Antoni, then you would say.
I would say that you're not winning a championship. If they hire Mike D'Antoni,
that's fine. But I would say, then you know what he's going to get. You're going to get an MVP level out of Harden. But you point guard. You're going to get an MVP level out of Steve Nash. Right, but you got that. Mike Brown, I don't know what he does. I don't know his strength. And so, to me, now they're in a place where they don't know what they are. They've had to have multiple conversations about effort. And when you got to have multiple with veterans, not young guys who don't know any better, veterans, that is concerning without a doubt. And another thing I'm looking at, Karl Anthony Towns, Carl Lewis, George Carlin, anybody. I'm trading. I'm right now on the phone with the Bucks. And I'm saying, hey, I know Giannis doesn't want to be traded, blah, blah, blah. I heard that the only team he had really interest in over the summer was us. What do we got to do?
But wait a minute.
How do we make this happen?
How did Karl Anthony Towns go from what he was last year, a force, to this?
And you mentioned what I literally had written down here was him struggling. He just played very few minutes his most recent game. His fewest attempts. He looks lost. He doesn't know his role.
But that's what I'm saying. Mike Brown has to be part of the blame here.
A lot of the blame because he got put in a situation where what was it? Get to the championship finals or bust. Period. They can get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. You could argue with Tibbs. He had been in a row, playoffs, few seasons in a row, moving in the right direction.
You can't accept what happened last year. I did. That's where we'll part.
Well, we disagree. We disagree on that because
the change. I don't have a problem with a change. I have a problem with bringing in a guy who's failed like over and over and over. Like he doesn't have any hardware on his own.
And that's why I said they brought in a guy that I don't have an identifying thing about him.
But Tibbs never won either. Tibbs hasn't won. And if you're the Knicks, you got to really be honest about yourself and whether or not Mike Brown is really the right coach. And I know that sounds crazy, but if not, this is like the Buffalo Bills, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You got a free path, basically, to the Eastern Conference Finals. Pistons are there. They've won.
This should be a rematch of y'all playoff series, yeah.
The Pistons have won 2 playoff games in 15 years, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So even as well as they've played, they don't have the mileage. They haven't played in big games like that. They couldn't even win a game last year at home. I'm not dismissing them, but I'm just saying.
But they should meet in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm with you on that.
I'm just saying that the Knicks should be the favorite in the Eastern Conference. They should because of their veteran players and the idea that they went to the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years in a row. Mm-hmm. Remember, they went against Indiana and lost, and then they went last year with Boston, right? Or did they lose in the second round? Second
round, then the Eastern Conference.
Right, the second, but Indiana wound up going because they beat them in 7 games. You know what I mean? They lost Game 7 at home. My point is, no Indiana, no Boston. The Bucks are a mess. Cleveland's taking a step back. Mm-hmm. So if you're the Knicks, what are you doing? This can't be a year where, things didn't work out. We need another year to figure it out with Mike Brown. Where the Knicks are. This has to turn around immediately for me to feel good of Mike Brown continuing as coach here. Because something does not add up.
It's a waste of a year where it's wide open. The only
that's why Sean McDermott got fired, right? I mean, that's they looked at it as a missed opportunity.
And they talked about the playoff wall they kept running into. So I am on the phone day in, day out, figuring out a package, even if it has to be a 3-team deal. You call a team, I'm making it up in Atlanta or somebody or something. You find a team because maybe you don't want Giannis. Maybe you want to go young and get a bunch of picks.
I'm firing Mike Brown before I get rid of Cat. So you want to get rid of Cat instead of Mike Brown.
Well, specifically for Giannis, yes. Getting rid of Cat just for the sake of it, no.
Okay.
Give me Giannis. That is my goal. That changes everything. You might not even have to fire Mike Brown if I can get Giannis, pair him up with Jalen Brunson and a couple other pieces that they have. Now I can look at the Pistons and I already felt like we could compete with you. Now I really feel like that. If you go get Giannis, I'm getting Giannis.
Why shouldn't they feel they compete with the Pistons already?
They don't have the manpower. They don't have the fight. The Pistons just demolished them. They're a step down from last year, right? If this were the exact same team as last year, I would be like, I'm with you. Like, okay, yeah, right there. I got you.
The Pistons don't have a lot of playoff experience, and they haven't won a lot of games, and that's all. All I'm saying is the Knicks still should be the favorite in the East. They should. They're playing underneath.
But they're playing terribly. I get what you're saying,
right,
but
they should be underneath. Terribly. But they started 23-9, and they won the cup. The Pistons didn't win the cup at the half-season tournament or whatever.
If you don't ever in your life hush up about some cup, you always making fun of Darvin Ham for winning the cup. Now the cup matters to you?
No, but my point is that they got off to a good start. This is of late, the last 11. What has happened here is what I'm saying to you.
Dude,
it'd be different if it was bad all year.
They are 2-8 in their last 10. They've lost 4 straight. They're getting blown out by teams. They are looking awful right now. Cat doesn't know what he's doing. The defense is 27th, I believe it is, since this run of the cup. Their offense isn't even looking good right now. They don't know what they're doing. They have to have routine meetings. I'm getting Giannis. Giannis, we just got booed last night. You got booed the other night. Come on, let's be boos together. Come on over here. I'll give up with a Cat. It's been a good run. You got to go 3rd-team deal if I need to, because I think the Bucks will want to just get a bunch of picks and start over. Will be there. That's what I would do if I'm the Bucks, because I don't think Karl-Anthony Towns you're not better with him than you were with Giannis. I'd rather get a bunch of picks. So 3rd-team deal. Send Karl-Anthony Towns to the other 3rd team. Bucks start over. Other team feels like they're better because they got Cat, and the Knicks have Giannis where he's wanted to be. That's the only report. They just couldn't find the deal over the offseason. Make that happen, and now you're right back, and now you're feeling like, hey, we can compete, obviously, in the East, and maybe you feel like you can do something in the NBA Finals. I'm making a deal. Giannis don't want to say it, Rob. He don't want to be the bad guy and be like, get me out of Milwaukee. He just doesn't want to do that. So if I'm the Knicks, we'll be the bad guys. We'll offer such a great deal that the Milwaukee couldn't refuse it. We'll be the godfather, if you will, and come on over here and help us, because they're just going downhill. I think guys are tapping out, and they're not buying the message of Mike Brown.
I think they have the talent. It's just not being utilized. They have the talent. They were up 2-0 on ball. They had a chance, on Indiana and didn't win. Like that to me is the problem, is not utilizing what you have. I think they have more than enough talent, and we saw it last year.
Dude, they're 8 games behind the Pistons. 8. Not like 2, 3, 4.
What does that mean, though? Does that mean that they can't beat the Pistons in a playoff series?
I don't think they could as comprised, just because the way they play right now. They're playing terribly.
I disagree with that. That's not. They can play better than that. I don't even think they would beat.
I don't think they.
So you got the Pistons going to the NBA Finals?
I'm
asking you. I'm
asking
you right now.
I will answer that the day after the NBA trade deadline, because I got to make sure, if Giannis goes to the Knicks or goes to
But what does it matter what the Pistons are doing? You don't feel confident in what they're doing, that no matter what they put together, it doesn't matter?
No.
Okay.
I think the Pistons are a great team. But I'm not going to sit up here. If Giannis goes and teams up with the Knicks or teams up with Jaylen Brown or something, now you got a whole different thing. So I would want to see that. They're absolutely the best team in the East. And to me, I don't have
the Pistons going to the NBA Finals.
Their heads above them.
I'd be shocked. I bet a pair of Jordans they don't get to the NBA Finals. But we'll talk about that.
We will. We got plenty of time.
All right, 877-99 on Fox. You cooled on the Pistons all of a sudden. That's okay.
No, I'm not cool on them. I'm waiting for the trade deadline.
996-6369. Has Thumbgate derailed the Knicks? And should they tear their roster down to trade for Giannis, or get rid of Mike Brown? Which one are you in? What camp are you in? We'll continue that conversation next with you. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. It is The Odd Couple, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
Everyone across the great US of A.
Multiple executives, not just one or two, multiple who we asked about this exercise, all said the same thing. They said, my bold prediction is that Lamar Jackson gets traded this offseason. More specifically, Lamar Jackson gets traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. So, guys, it got us thinking. If you were Tom Brady and Mark Davis and that Raiders brass in that front office, and assuming that Lamar Jackson's even available, we don't know if he is, but if he is, would you trade number one this season and a couple of first rounders in the future, give Lamar Jackson that $300 million contract he's looking for, and bring the former MVP to Vegas? Or do you stand pat, do you take the number one overall pick, you draft the quarterback, likely Fernando Mendoza, and build from scratch that way?
I'm going to go ahead and build from scratch like Grandmama used to make her cakes. You know, building from scratch. Now, you already know, I've said it since my whole entire tenure here, that I thought Lamar Jackson was the best player in football.
So that makes no sense.
This year, I'll tell you why it makes sense for me. Number one, Lamar Jackson went to the Ravens, which was a wonderful and well-run organization that has stability and that believed in him and bought into him. Other teams might not have really viewed him the way that John Harbaugh and that system did and allow him to flourish. They might have bought the hype that he's a receiver, he's a this, he's a that. So that worked out. I don't believe the Raiders currently as comprised have that infrastructure yet. They don't have a coach yet. I mean, they have to figure out their coaching situation, how that's going to work out. They have to figure out who's going to be in the building. Is Tom Brady going to do this? Who's going to have more power? Who's going to have more say? And to me, what you would have to invest to get him, knowing this is going to be a nice, slow rebuild, is going to be wasting the best of him. You're going to waste 2 to 3 years of Lamar Jackson. Is he going to be injured and beat up after that where you don't get the best version of him? When we've also seen teams turn around by taking a year or two, finding your guy, and becoming something. A la the Patriots, who have done pretty well, huh? A la the Broncos, who've done pretty well. And when you take your time, slow build, you get a bunch of draft picks, and you don't have to pay a quarterback a bunch of money off the bat, we have seen historically you're able to win. You saw that with Tom Brady winning Super Bowls early. You saw it with Ben Roethlisberger winning Super Bowls. You saw that with Russell Wilson. And so I would rather build up, see what we got, slow roll this thing. We know it's going to take some time. Use a bunch of draft picks, get better, and find out who we are and what we are. Lamar is incredible, but coming there singularly and what we'd have to give up, then that doesn't make us all of a sudden better simply because it's him. It's not the NBA and you get 28-year-old, 29-year-old, in Lamar's case, LeBron, or 29-year-old Shaq. That's a different situation because what one player can do on a team in the NBA. So I'm not saying it's an easy decision, but I want to get our guy, our quarterback, build up, slow up, get draft picks, get better, build the organization, because they're going to be bad if they get Lamar tomorrow because what they'd have to give up. And it'll take forever to get good, and you might have wasted 2 to 4 years of Lamar. So I'd rather do it that way.
I just think you need a quarterback. And if that's the starting point, because you're out of it. I mean, they didn't do anything well, and there's got to be another plan. Obviously, it can't be just him, and there's got to be maybe free agency, some other situations, okay? But I would always, the idea of getting a Mendoza, and he didn't even play great yesterday. He's fine, and I'm not saying he's not, but there's no guarantee he's going to be anything special, okay? And there's so many bad quarterbacks and guys that people have put energy into and believing that they're the next this or next that, and most of them don't fail. I say there's a fail rate is 60%. I'd say it's that high, that most people don't pan out. So if you could, I don't think the Ravens are trading him, okay? I'd be absolutely stunned if the Ravens traded.
Now that I agree with, but I'm playing along with the hypothetical.
I'm just saying, especially you got rid of Harbaugh, so that you're gonna get rid of Harbaugh and the quarterback.
I'm with you in that.
There's no logic there. So that part I don't get. But I would always go for the commodity of the quarterback and then build around the quarterback. And even if it takes – Lamar's 29, right? I'm saying, can he get 5 years? Because it's not about – and I know people winning multiple. It's not. Most organizations would take one. Oh, yeah. Even the Lions. The Lions are what they have. If they can somehow, during this whole thing, now that's what's scary for them, is that if they don't get one with Jared Goff this 5 or 6 years, it will have been wasted.
It's the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a Worship Wednesday. Thank you all for listening. As always, if you missed any part of the show, don't worry about it. We got the podcast. Just search Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast at. And then right after the show, the pod will be posted. Be sure to check out the podcast. Rate it 5 stars. When you give us a review, please, we appreciate it. Search the Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. Rob G obviously does a great job getting that up for us, as always. So we appreciate that.
Bud Mexican is
Rob G, the GOAT, Bud Mexican, whatever you want to call him. One's got to go coming up a little bit later on this hour as well. And, all right, 877-99 on Fox. What the heck is going on? Is it Thumbgate's problem that the Knicks are terrible right now? Huh? Is it Mike Brown? Should have been Larry Brown? Now they got Charlie Brown, according to Rob.
That's right.
Are you going to get to Greek Freak? That's what I'm doing. I'm welcoming him to New York City. What are you doing? 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
Chris, in Bakersfield, California, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Chris?
What's going on, y'all?
How are you?
What's up?
I'm pretty good, man. Hey, the New York Knicks cannot break down that team to get Giannis. Last year, they were so close to winning the championship on the conference championship. The only reason why they lost was because the players played 48 hours a game. They didn't give no rest at all. And that's the reason why they lost last year. This year, Mike Brown cannot make the same mistake for the players. That's all I got to say.
What do you think is happening with Cat, going from his best year to struggling this year? That's a bad sign for Mike Brown.
No, it is. You're right. And I believe that's is Mike Brown's job to get it right. Whether they have to change Mike Brown, they can't do it in the middle of the season. It's going to make things worse. But if they break the team down to get Giannis, they won't be back in the playoffs at all for another couple of years.
So what does that say about Giannis? That if I got Giannis and Brunson, I can't make the playoffs. That's what are we saying here? Perennial MVP candidate, and I got him with another MVP candidate, Brunson, who are both relatively still young, late 20s, early 31 for Giannis, and I can't make the postseason in the East? Man, if y'all don't stop, then that's an indictment on everything. Come on, Rob. That's crazy.
Jay in Houston, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jay?
What's up, Rob?
How are
the
you?
New York Knickerbockers should tear the house down for Giannis Antetokounmpo right now.
Gesundheit.
Like yesterday.
Is that what you do? You would do that?
I would tear the house down. I would sell everybody. The staff, cheerleaders, even the janitors, Rob Parker.
Okay. All right, Jay. We hear you, my man.
Appreciate it.
You ready to start all over? They just thought they were going to the
even the cheerleaders can
NBA
get it.
championship a year ago. My goodness. I don't know. It's just weird at how bad it is. And again,
it is.
Effort should never that like you go cold streaks, things happen in basketball, you're gonna lose some games. That doesn't bother me. It's the other stuff, right? That no effort.
The fact that, no effort. And the fact that Mike Brown, God bless him, but like again, I don't know an identifying trait for him. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't know what he brings. And just looking at them over the last handful of games, Rob, I mean, they're losing to what do you call Sacramento?
NBA Siberia.
Well, they lost to them a handful of days ago. The Warriors been on the struggle bus, obviously now with all the stuff going on, he lost to them. The Mavericks ain't been nothing all season. They don't even have Anthony Davis. They blew him out.
At
Suns
Madison Square Garden on Martin Luther King
Day. That was not the dream. And I mean, so it's just, you're looking around, it's like, man, dude, they're losing to teams. They lost them multiple times to the Suns in the last week and a half. It's just rough. The Pistons beat them by 31. The 76ers beat them by, double digits. I mean, the Hawks beat them by double digits. Spurs beat them. I mean, it's just, dude, it's been rough for them right now. And that when you got to keep having players meetings or keep having to have conversations about effort,
the idea,
what does it say about Mike Brown?
That's what I'm saying. When the players have to have them players only and talk about that, and then it gets out that it's about effort and you guys need to buckle down, lock in, and work. Really? Rob G.
I just got a question. I'm not trying to absolve Mike Brown of blame, right? But at what point?
I was going to say that. I was going to say, now you were here when he was with the Lakers.
I was.
Okay.
He got a nice Oakley deal, if you recall, back in the day with the Lakers.
Yes.
So he got a sponsorship deal. Being with the Lakers got privileges. But at what point do we say, hey, OG Anunoby, you're also having your worst season in like 6 years? Mikal Bridges, who we gave 5 first-round picks up for, has scored more than 20 points once since Christmas.
No, he's disappeared.
You know what I mean? Like, at what point do I say, yeah, Karl Anthony Towns, it's easy to rag on him because he's kind of awkward and he, says some pause-worthy type of things
just
every once in a while.
Zesty?
A little bit, right?
Okay.
Like, and they never say anything about Jalen Brunson because he's a little engine that good. But it's like, yo, the rest of the team is also playing poorly.
But this is the problem.
Why?
Rob G.
Why,
Right,
Rob G?
G? The problem is you can't go and point to 8 players.
But I'm paying you
I get
$50 million a year, OG Anunoby. I expect more than what you're giving me.
But you'd have to ask yourself, why is it 8 players or 6 players not playing well? Is it the right coach with the right system to utilize the people right? I can understand if 1 or 2 guys aren't playing well, Kelvin, but there's too many guys having really bad seasons. So do they really know their roles? Are they defined enough? Is Mike Brown utilize them the right way?
Running the right offense?
Right.
I mean, all of this stuff matters.
You can't go from Cat having the best season of his career to this. That's something. What's changed? Only one thing's changed. The coach has changed.
Right. So the one thing, and you guys talked about it earlier, that Tibbs had going for him, which was a credit and a fault to him, was that he would ride his team into the ground.
Right.
He would treat game number 6
why he's never won anything,
the same as he would treat game number 86. Right. He in the game 6 of the playoffs are the same as they were, the second game of a back-to-back in Charlotte. Right. That's how he rode his team. And maybe it says that this current group of guys, this collection of the Nova Knicks, that they needed someone to kick their ass every day because they weren't self-motivated enough to perform on a night-to-night basis.
But
so maybe it's
you gotta
them.
know your team then.
Maybe it's them.
But what I'm saying is, then general manager, you have to know your team. And if that's what we needed, why am I getting rid of what we needed? What for what reasons? Rob keeps bringing it up.
Because James Dolan's stupid?
Well, then now we can change. We can go to trending now. I ain't got an argument for that. I ain't got an argument for that, Rob G. Come on now. Mike Brown again. We disagree, Rob and I, I got the sentiment. Is there someone else out there? I thought Tibbs was moving in the right direction. Back-to-back 50 wins.
After they choked?
Postseason. Yeah, they choked the game. But, okay, I got a guy. We're right there. We're 2 games away from the finals.
For them to fire him when they gave him a new extension the summer before that season tells you all you need to know. I mean, seriously, they're not just giving away free money.
But doesn't that tell you that James Dolan, like so many other owners, has rabbit ears?
No, it's just
and that he didn't like being the laughing stock of the league for 48 hours or whatever it was.
The idea that
it was their most successful team that they've had in decades.
Exactly. Back-to-back 50-win seasons.
Yeah, but you have to understand, and I'm just
got the best out of Cat
in the exit because they didn't have a coach in waiting, so it told you that this wasn't set up or predetermined. That they realized after what went down and talking to the players in the exit interviews that they needed to move off of Tibbs. I'm telling you, that's why it happened.
It sounds like these players are soft.
Well, a lot of them are.
I'm not going to argue that.
I'll argue everything. I ain't argue that.
2 things we couldn't argue. Some of these players are soft, and Mike Dolan is not smart. We couldn't argue with you on that.
James.
All right. Yeah. All right. We got to talk about the offensive coordinators, and everybody's ducking and dodging the Eagles. Why is that? We'll tell you next. Right now, Monty Bolaños is going to get you set on what's trending. Hey, Monty.
Hi, guys. Well, the Eagles offensive coordinator Matt Nagy for their vacant offensive coordinator position today. The Chiefs have agreed to terms with Eric Bieniemy to bring him back as their offensive coordinator. And the Bills will continue their search for a new head coach tomorrow. They have interviews scheduled with former Giants head coach Brian Daboll and current Colts defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo. That is all for tomorrow. Defensive coordinator Brian Flores has signed a contract extension with the Vikings. If he does not receive a head coaching job this cycle, which Mr. Rob Parker doesn't think will happen, he will be back as the team's defensive coordinator. In the NBA, it's halftime and the Cavaliers are up on the Hornets 56-32. Late in the second quarter, the Celtics are up on the Pacers 59-37, and the Knicks lead the Nets 57-30. Also late in the second quarter, late in the first between the Hawks and the Grizzlies, Atlanta is up 28-27. Just like the Pistons and the Pelicans, Detroit is up 29-22. No Cade Cunningham for Detroit today because of illness. In men's college hoops, with about 10 minutes to go, number 11 Illinois extending their lead over Maryland 71-46. Also halfway through the second half, number 22 North Carolina is up on Notre Dame 70-47. And in the NHL, the Red Wings and the Maple Leafs are tied at 1 apiece. It's late in the second period. Back to you guys.
All right, Monty, thank you. It's
Jess.
the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track with up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose. Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can achieve your goals. Use as directed for minor aches and pains. And Rob G, we were talking about this. Monty just touched on it a little bit as well. Offensive coordinator position open with the Eagles, and they're struggling to find somebody to fill it.
And it's crazy to say out loud when you consider they got a Super Bowl MVP quarterback, a 2,000-yard rusher, 2 Pro Bowl, all-pro caliber wide receivers, a great offensive line, and for whatever reason,
I know the reason, but
they cannot get a top-flight offensive coordinator to save their life. They, according to multiple outlets, they wanted Mike McDaniel to be their OC, and he's like, you know what? Nah, I'd rather be an OC for Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert with the Chargers. Then like, all right, how about Brian Daboll? He had some success with Josh Allen back in the day with Buffalo. I know it didn't go well in New York, but he's got some skin in the game here. And according to The Athletic, Brian Daboll, if he doesn't get the head gig with the Bills and Josh Allen, has already decided that he would rather be the OC for the Tennessee Titans with Cam Ward than come over to Philadelphia. Guys, what is it about this Eagles situation that they can't get the top guys there to run their offense?
To me, it's very simple. It's a very unstable situation. Mm-hmm. And Sirianni, he's not on solid footing. We saw this in Philadelphia already. Just because you win a Super Bowl doesn't mean you're going to stick around. We saw John Harbaugh get 18 years and Mike Tomlin get 19. Those are the exceptions. Ask Doug Peterson, right?
Yeah.
Where's he?
Right. No, you're right.
Okay, he was in Philadelphia. They couldn't wait. And if you got to go somewhere, I can see where Mike McDaniel decided to come to California. There's no pressure. Justin Herbert was awful, and nothing happened out here. Nobody made a heart attack. Oh, let's get rid of Jim Harbaugh. What is he doing? He's wasting just nothing. Did you hear Peep? Kelvin, you're out here in L.A., not a peep. It's easier. Some people don't want that smoke. It's Philadelphia. They've had how many, Rob G? How many different offensive coordinators? 3?
7, right? 7?
6? They've had 6 in Jalen Hurts' time, right, in the league. 6. Because they keep getting run out. Who would want to go do that if you're going to replace the OC every year and there's an issue? Kellen Moore got a job. That's the only guy that was like, okay, he got a job and moved on. All these other guys, one and done, they want you out. That's why it's hard to fill a job. It ain't because they don't want to play with Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley or anything like that. Sirianni is on thin ice. I go there. I could be out with him in 1 year. That's a hard sell. They're not giving you a 4-year contract fully guaranteed to come.
I don't think Nick Sirianni elicits like, wow, that's the guy I want to be up under. I don't think other coaches feel like that. And not to mention, to be told, I think some of the coaches might feel like, well, I ain't about to go coach up under that guy. Somebody I feel like I will be a better coach than. I think that plays a role, right? You don't want to sit up under a guy like, man, please, I'm not listening and taking orders from that guy when I know I feel like I'm a better coach than him. Mike McDaniels, absolutely, I could feel like I could run this team better than him, than Nick Sirianni. Also, again, if they don't, right now, as we sit here today doing the odd couple, we don't know what A.J. Brown's situation is. And am I walking into where I don't give him the ball after a game or so, all chaos, the offense coordinator's tripping, he's not giving me the ball, Jalen Hurts this, me, A.J. and Jalen beef, and I'm walking into chaos. And I'll put it like this. When you have your own family in chaos, it's one thing, right? You know, Uncle Bob always tripping, or that's just how my brother is. But it's organized chaos. This is our family. This is how we roll, and I'm used to it. I know what it is. It's another thing, me wanting to come into that chaos. And I think there's coaches who are saying, I don't want to walk into that right now. There's just, they don't know what's going on. They don't seem to like each other. And like you mentioned, guys are leaving, guys are coming, guys are going, and
it's unstable. It's unstable.
And you're walking into pressure because now they've been to 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years or so. You can't come in there and be 7-10, right? The expectation now is win a division, clearly. NFC Championship, Super Bowl, that's all they are operating under right now. And so you're walking right into that on an unstable situation with chaos, with a family that's feuding. And I think that's like, nah, I'll pass. If you're Mike McDaniel, you'll say, let me go have Justin Herbert, who we all talk about how they love him. Oh, let me get a hold of him. Watch what I would do. Oh, he's going to be this. So let me go be with Justin Herbert. In L.A.,
no pressure.
Jim Harbaugh, no pressure, different circumstances. Under Jim Harbaugh, maybe a guy I feel like would be a great overarching, a leader of men where I can do what I do, and you could come here and sell that. I think it's a completely different and the fan base in Philly versus the Charger fan base in here in L.A. No way near the same. So it makes sense to me. When we talked about this for the show today, I was like, I'm not shocked at all. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Right. It's not an attractive job for a lot of the reasons you just brought up, and mostly that it's unstable. So I would rather go somewhere else because there's a big upside because there's talent. And if you were able to come and turn that around and make Jalen Hurts, even better and get that offense working and A.J. Brown, and Saquon back into the mix, it could be good. And you could be the guy that was the fixer, right? And that could springboard you to a job, head coaching job, if you were able to get that turned around. But I really believe it's just so unsettling that I think a lot of guys someone's going to take the job, but they're going to look first with all these 10 openings first to see, is there another situation that maybe I could squeeze more money out of and not have to worry about having to relocate in another year. Because I'm going to move to Philadelphia for 1 year when I can go to Tennessee and get a 3-year deal. You know what I mean? Like they might, hey, you want me to come? Only way I can come, I need a 3-year deal. Or I need
And it's a slow build-up too, right? Meaning Cam Ward.
There's no pressure.
It's no pressure. It's a slow build-up in that everybody sees the talents there, but obviously that team had no real weapons. They didn't know what they were doing. They fired coach after coach the last couple of years. So it's like, great, I get to go there, slow build. We went 4 or 5 games, 6 games there. He looks better. He throws 20 touchdowns, only maybe 8 or so. You know what I mean? And you can build up and look what I'm doing. Wow, 2-3 years of that, you're a head coaching. You get the Titans to winning 10 games in a couple years, and Cam Ward to being, throwing 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 8, 10 interceptions, you're a head coach immediately. So I think the slow progression, they probably feel like it's only downhill for the Eagles versus it obviously should only be up for somewhere like the Titans or Justin Herbert, where you already know he's going to be good. He's at least good. The issue is the playoffs, not necessarily regular season for him. So,
all right.
All right. One's got to go on the other side. We'll do that when we come back. It is the Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin, on a Worship Wednesday. Stick with your boys, Fox Sports Radio.
Texans.
Yeah.
And C.J. Stroud, we talked about. You got his numbers there because it was an awful performance.
I'll pull those up.
And we talked about it.
My computer might blow up looking
in
them up.
In the 2 games, he had 10 turnovers in basically 6 quarters, right? 10 turnovers. 5 fumbles, 5 interceptions. He had 4 interceptions in the first half of this game against the Patriots.
Yeah, ooh. The completion percentage, what do you think it was?
40%.
Well, good guess. 42.6.
Okay.
His quarterback rating?
24.
You're pretty good. 28.
What was it? I'm just guessing.
28. That's somebody's age. 28?
Okay.
Monty, that's like, how old are you? I'm 28. That's not, your quarterback rating supposed to be somebody who ain't with us no more. You know, exactly. 98, 102, not 28.
And we said this on this show, and do we have this, Ian? We have the sound. Let's go back. When we were talking about
CJ Mills, forgot his last name.
Right.
I missed him. Yeah.
Davis
Mills.
Right, Davis Mills.
That's the law firm.
And whether or not what they should do when CJ came back from injury. I'm going to stick with Davis Mills and not automatically run back to C.J. Stroud if I'm the Texans. And I'm not saying that C.J. Stroud lost his job because of injury or anything. Sometimes you have something going, a hot hand. I think that you could take a look at that. And obviously the defense is playing really well. But what have we talked about the last year and a half? Their offense with C.J. Stroud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like remember, after his rookie year, go back and look. Everybody picked him to go to the Super Bowl.
They did.
Am I right? Am I overreacting? It was.
No, you weren't. You were not. That was the sexy pick.
Oh yeah, the C.J. Stroud and the Texans. Oh my God,
he was MVP. A lot of people.
Oh yeah, he's just a rookie. Look at how are you going to stop that kid? Blah 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 blah. And it's been raggedy since then, since year one. And here's the other thing. We talked about it going into the playoffs. The weak link was C.J.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people that he appears to be a great guy. I don't know him, never met him, but you could see all the love people give him. T.J. Hushmanzada said, I know C.J. Well, I'm cool with him and know what kind of guy he is, which is fine. But even C.J. said, still got to win. Like, that's nice, being a nice guy and a God-fearing man and all that.
Reason you lose.
Exactly. And you can't be that when you have a Super Bowl-type defense where you could win a Super Bowl. You could be Brad Johnson.
Yep.
You could be
Trent
Dilfer. That's what they needed CJ to do. And CJ, if you remember, after that first year, he went around on every show he could go, bragging about he was a top 5 quarterback. This is after 1 year in the National Football League. He has not been close to that. Troy Aikman called him out on television that he's regressed. He's not gotten better. And to throw the ball up for grabs. And I got a question and wonder. D'Amico Ryans. I would have pulled the plug in the second half. I would have.
Well, so I asked you that. Remember, we were sitting here the first game.
Right.
I was like, do you go to Mills now?
Because that was against the Steelers when he was turning the ball over.
You felt like you should be up 14 the way that defense was playing, and you weren't even up or whatever it was at that time. I asked you that. I was like, do you go to Mills now?
But that game with the season on the line, 4 interceptions in the first half. That can't happen. That's as bad as it gets. and D'Amico Ryans, he's our guy. We get all that. Some days you just don't have it. What about the rest of the team? They made a mistake. They were still in that game despite it.
Until that last second touchdown catch by Booty.
Which was not Booty. That was some catch.
You was quick on that one.
That was
don't leave me hanging.
That was some catch.
That was incredible. One hand grab. By the way, to your question, to your point about Davis Mills, he was playing well. So
I'm not saying he was the best thing going.
But in the 4 games he played, meaningful, minutes obviously started. I think 3 of them and came in the first one against the Broncos. You're looking at couple of games of 292 yards one time.
It?
Yeah, he missed it. Miami missed it, yeah.
Oh, wow.
2 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Next game, 274 yards versus the Titans, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Against the Bills, 153 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So he had 5 touchdowns, 1 interception in that stretch, where he was playing in those 3 games, and they were 3-0. So, he had a case of saying, hey, don't forget about me. All right, DJ Alley Alex on the 1s and 2s on a Worship Wednesdays. Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. And for over 40 years, 4 decades, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive, ship fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com. It is the way tire buying should be, and it is now time for One's Gotta Go.
Hard decisions. So 5's a crowd. Is that what I'm gleaning here? 5's an uneven number. Figure it out.
Hear me out. One gotta go. All right, Rob G was talking to me, and it's talking about there's a new trend out here in the streets, Rob Parker. Something you'll remember because you had to do it, I had to do it, we had to do it, we all had to do it. And that is kids nowadays are not doing chores. So it's a viral thing about kids aren't doing chores anymore, what's changed, what's going on. And so it got me to thinking, what chores did you have to do back in the day when you were little? What they called you, Bobby, right?
They still call me that, Uncle Bobby.
Uncle Bobby, when you were a little Bobby around the neighborhood.
My friends
and
call
you
me
had
Bob,
to do chores.
My family Bobby, but my friends Bob.
What's up, Bob?
If anybody knows me, you ever hear them call me Bob, that means they know me for a long time.
Bob.
A long time.
Bob.
You don't look like a Bob.
I know. It's weird, but they don't want to call me Bobby like my family, so they call me Bob.
Right. Okay. All right, so Bob.
Rob Parker.
Bob.
How long has it known you? Okay, what's the criteria? I've known you for a long time. What's the number at? It got to be 25, 30 years?
Yeah, 30 years. You got to know me for 30.
I ain't known you that long.
Rob, you might not be around by then for me.
That's
I know.
That's a long time.
Alex, when I'm laying there in the casket, just go.
Call him Bob.
R.I.P. Bob.
Yeah.
Just call. Nice.
All right, Bob, do R.I.P. Bob. So, Alex, Monty, Rob G, Bob, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
The chores from back in the day that you did when you were a kid that obviously, apparently kids aren't doing anymore. One's got to go. The one you say, thank God I don't have to do that anymore. Or at least I hated doing that when I was a kid. Number 1, dishes. Number 2, floors. And we're counting that as sweeping and mopping. Number 3, garbage detail. All the garbage in the house, getting it together.
That's too easy.
Then this one is different because Rob Parker and I grew up on the East Coast where you had to shovel snow.
Oh, okay.
Y'all don't know nothing about that.
No.
Rob G, have you ever shoveled snow? How about you, Alex? Monty?
That's not real.
Never.
No.
So for you Southern Californians,
and
we're going to
we
count
live in
this.
Detroit. We shovel snow a lot.
That's
Exactly.
not real.
We can spend the rest of the time explaining y'all how real that weather is. Like,
I know it is, but it's
keeping
not
ice
real.
creepers. Back in the day, River Rob, you could break your key in your key because it was frozen. You put your key in, you turn it too hard, you break your key, y'all. Seriously, It was crazy. So we're going to count for you Southern Californians these are going to be outdoors. So it's either for Rob and I was shoveling and all that. For you all, mowing lawns or raking leaves, like those kind of things outside. And then lastly, laundry. Okay? Laundry, folding, doing laundry, doing your laundry. Okay? So we got dishes, we got floors, sweeping and mopping. We have garbage detail. We have laundry, washing, drying, folding, all that good stuff. And then we have outdoor. So again, for shoveling for us and all that, mowing lawns and raking leaves for you guys.
Alex, you go first.
Oh, it's easy. Unlike you gentlemen, I don't get on my knees. We ain't cleaning floors.
No.
I'm done.
You're not getting on your knees?
No, sir. Thumbs up to that, Rob.
Hey, now, Alex, I don't know. Somebody would argue with you, but we'll let it slide.
Who?
Well, no Mondays, some suns about buns be out. I don't know.
Put the camera on me. Can we show nudity?
No, you can't. No.
Rob, that already happened to Rob, Alex, when his pants fell down the other day.
Hey, it's the same sweatpants I'm wearing today. Rob G saw me earlier.
Stay seated.
They almost fell off.
I've seen more crack than Harlem in the 80s.
My
sitting
God.
around you.
Wow.
Rob walked up to me slanging hot dogs. I was like, Rob, you need to relax, buddy.
Hey, yo.
Get some pants that
All right.
fit.
Oh, my
settle
God.
down. Those were the weenies. All right.
Wow. Monty, you don't buy into this.
You know, I'm just going to bypass what Alex said.
Who we got? Monty, Alex. So Alex says floors.
Yes.
Monty, what you got?
You didn't mention it in the floors. I hated vacuuming.
Really?
Vacuuming, I still hate it, but you didn't put that in your thing. I also don't like washing the dishes. I don't like submerging my hands in water.
Why vacuum, though?
I just hated taking it out and like pushing it, and I was like, it's so heavy. Like
Now, when you wash dishes, do you put on gloves?
Yes.
Okay, that's
yes,
smart.
but I still hated that. Like, I just didn't like it. But the vacuum that was back in the day was a big vacuum. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a little one nowadays.
You know what always bothered me is I tried to buy a dishwasher for my mom for her house.
Latinos don't have dishwashers.
No, my mom was like, "Do not buy me a dishwasher." She said, "If a Sears truck shows up with a dishwasher, I will not let them in." Because I was being I got a job. I want to let me help mom out. I'll get you a dish. She said, "Do not." Because she knew where my head was, so she refused. She goes, "Old school. I'm not going to wash the dishes and then put it in the dishwasher.
Put them in and have to wash it.
I might as well just finish.
Yeah.
Right.
She wasn't wrong. I do get that you got to pre-wash them just to wash them. Right. It is a little crazy. Rob G, where you at?
I did both of these today, but I got to pick one. I did the dishes today. I did the laundry today. I could do
Rob
without
G,
laundry.
your wife has it made. Your wife has it made.
No, we just got 2 little kids. So
I know,
ask
but
Kelvin. There's a cup and a plate and a fork everywhere at all times of the day.
We're paper cups.
But what he's getting at, Rob G, what he's getting at is us new modern men that we work hard all day.
Right.
We still change diapers. Yep. We still wash. We still cook.
What are they
Rob
doing?
Parker, that's what you see,
What
Rob.
do they do? Oh, what do you mean they, Rob? Who is
they?
Who is they?
Boy.
Hey,
Rob. Hey, Rob, you better hope this is the day Tony ain't listening, because she will let into you. Tony will let you have it, boy. Rob G, it's a part. The object is to win.
Yes.
No matter who's doing what, we trying to win.
Right.
Okay.
You get it, Rob G.
We trying to be able to get from one room to the next without tripping on something.
All right, I guess.
Yeah. For me, it's the dishes. Easy. Your boy, I just listen. Dishes. That's not my bag right now. And I try to do them every now and again. I look hopeless. I look horrible. She's get out the way. I got it. So I have dishes. Is just not necessarily your boy's territory. So for me,
go ahead.
What you got, Rob?
For me, it was shoveling. I like to go out there, and then living in Detroit. My last year, 2016, living there.
Yeah.
It snowed every other day. So you would go out and shovel, and I had a big yard with a basketball court. My car, I'd have to do all that, and then I would go to sleep, wake up the next day, and have to go back out there. It was just
y'all don't know about that life.
Yeah,
no,
it was really bad.
It's really bad. You break in, you had to used to every now and again you used to have to use a CD case to scrape your window if you didn't have your ice scraper. It was crazy. Southern California kids.
We are Fox Sports.
The Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not going to see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm going to go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
Signed a contract extension with the Vikings. If he does not receive a head coaching job this cycle, he will be back as the team's defensive coordinator. In the NBA, things are just rolling for the Knicks.
Right-handed dribble, left side pass, Shamet fakes the three, drives on Traore into the right corner. Brunson left open, knocks down a three right in front of the Knicks bench.
Here's Zaire Williams, has his pass deflected by Shaman and stolen in the hands of Brunson. Drives right at the rookie Traore. What a move he puts on the youngster and finishes off the glass.
You heard it on the Knicks radio network. They lead the Nets at home 70-44. They're halfway through the third quarter. Karl Anthony Towns has 14 points for New York. Jaylen Brown has 19 points and 6 rebounds. And the Celtics are up on the Pacers 73-56 late in the second quarter. And the Hawks are up on the Grizzlies 53-47. Also, Pistons over the Pelicans 58-52.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 3 here on the Odd Couple. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, where we deliver insight, not noise. Remember that. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets?
I'm the poo-poo king.
It's not. Switch to the life-changing, wet, extra large, flushable dude wipes, because wetter just cleans better. It's always wetter with the better. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude wipes, best clean pants down. That's right. And don't forget the new iHeartRadio app. Just stream us wherever you happen to be. Catch us in all the great new Fox Sports Radio shows. What is that, Stu Gotts? Stu Gotts Show. He's added to the roster here at Fox Sports Radio, new show. So just catch all the shows 24/7, the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app and stream us all day, every day live. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeartRadio app. Do it! That's right. It always pops up at the top of the screen. All right.
Hey, hold on. Before you get there, I want to laugh at you some more. When you said, what you think you would be doing right now, Rob Parker, 2026, the year of our Lord, if you were married? So you would be like, hey, I do the Odd Couple, I teach at USC, all this stuff. And you got to do everything else. Is that what you would be doing, Rob?
No.
You ain't cooking, cleaning, wiping diapers or nothing?
No, when I was married, my mother said to me, she said, wow, your wife is very fortunate. She said, you have 3 jobs. You work 3 jobs, and I cooked a couple days a week, and I washed clothes. I did. My mom was like, when I was married, your father worked. We had 3 kids, and he did nothing. You know, other than work, like go out, work for the family.
Wow.
She just said to me, like, really? And we didn't have any kids, so my mom was like, really? You don't have any kids, so your wife's not doing anything extra. You know what I mean? Watching kids, doing that.
Right.
And she said, you have 3 jobs, and you're washing clothes, and you're cooking a couple nights a week.
Rob G, he couldn't last a week with us, could he?
And I'm the one divorced, Alex. Does that make sense?
0 sense.
It makes
Rob G, he wouldn't last.
Monty,
you wouldn't last.
Can you hear us, Monty?
In the first 48, you wouldn't last 48
Monty,
hours.
is that crazy? My mom actually said that. She said, like, a husband that has 3 jobs and also helps with the chores and cook. That's not a great guy?
That's cute.
That is a great guy. That is. I mean, that's not everybody.
No.
You know?
That's cute. 2020, in the 2020s of our Lord and Savior, let me tell you what you got to do. Rob G, Alex, hit me with the dings, because I know Rob G feels me. Boy, I cook, I clean, I read books, I take girls to school, I obviously work multiple jobs. What else do I do? I can be a chauffeur. Boy, I will do it. It doesn't matter, man.
Show
I clean all that stuff. No, I'm not showing up. That's the crazy part about it.
He's a show off, man.
No, I'm gonna tell you why I'm not showing off. Because Rob Parker is right. Watch this. My mother-in-law, when they go, oh my gosh, well, look at all this stuff. I can't believe you do. Wow. And I think it's because
they had husbands that didn't do anything.
Yes.
I'm serious.
So when they see me going, I got this job, I'm doing the morning show, I get here, I still pick the girl, take the girls there, put them over there. You know, my wife was in law school for all these years, so I had to go here, got to do that. They would be like, oh my gosh, you do so much. But I always tell them, I don't think I'm that exceptional. I think I'm trying my best. I'm doing good. Rob G, I know we talk every single day. And we have the same, where you at? What you doing? I know. And all my buddies are the same for the most part. So I just think this generation, there's a lot of pitching in. And Monty, you can relate, because women are doing more than ever. They're working multiple jobs. They're getting degrees. They're getting master's degrees, PhD. They're starting businesses. So it's like the job is to win the day,
right?
However that happens.
I'm convinced that Elijah doesn't do anything at home.
Me
Is
too.
That true? Elijah.
He's doing too much for you.
What? I don't
HLU, Rob.
Now, that's a great point, Rob G.
Elijah, how much do you do at home? Seriously. Do
Zero.
You cook? Do you cook? Do you clean? What else do you do at the house? We got his mic?
What Elijah say? Let's
Hold
see.
on.
He's trying to talk.
He kicked the plug out. Oh, you good now? You good?
Nah, she kicked the plug out. Like, don't be telling people what we doing. Don't be putting our business
All
out
right,
there.
come over here, Elijah. Don't
I give you all these trips? We go all over the world.
They go on great trips. I know. So they're always traveling.
When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I have to do is cook for my kiddo.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Because
And a
wifey's
chef.
got to take off to work, and then I've got to handle everything, take care of him for as long as I can before he's got to get sent off to school. And pretty much.
Now, are you talking about your real kid or Rob?
There is an HRU included in there as well.
Wow.
I have plenty of HRUs I've done while taking care of my kiddo. And
I
cooking.
know.
Yeah.
I hear him in the background. I'm like, Elijah, he can wait. He can wait on the cereal and the milk.
He'll be all right.
Rob, K-Dot.
So what?
I have
It's
some
just a little
pushback for you,
boo-boo?
K-Dot.
Yes.
Monty,
Yes.
do you cook?
Oh, no.
Do you clean?
Oh, barely.
K-Dot, you said women are doing more? They're
I
doing
know.
less. What are
They
you
do-
talking
They
about?
don't cook. Women don't cook.
K-Dot, what are you talking about?
Women
Monty,
don't cook.
I'm sorry. You don't cook or clean?
We have a lady that comes
Oh,
and
my,
does it.
excuse us.
Try me again, K-Dot.
I am working a lot. I am working a lot. To
talent
say
these
that I
days,
don't work.
Talent.
Hey, Monty,
I
you
don't support
talent.
kids.
Wow.
Relax. I chose this life for a reason. A reason.
Okay.
So
No, Monty, you're fine. I'm just saying to K-Dot's point, most
No.
women, K-Dot,
No.
don't
No,
cook.
but
The matriarch effed themselves.
my-
We had it all in the 50s.
I
Women
don't
being home
disagree
raising
with
kids.
that.
Cook. We messed it up.
My friends who are moms are doing it all.
I
I'm
get
not
it.
doing it all.
But now that you work, why do you
They're
want to do it
doing it
all?
all.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
but
gotta work.
right.
No,
but like the
Rob G, Monty, I'm not mad at you, but listen,
I'm not either.
I'm just saying.
my wife, I cannot take. She is insane.
Okay, I
Like,
want to say this real quick.
Yeah.
Then we can move on. So when I was about, I don't know, 12 or 13, no, I was
Cue the music.
yeah,
out.
I was about
Cue the music.
maybe
Here we go.
I had a job, so I was like 16 years old. And I was supposed to cut the lawn for the family, right, at the house. I used to pay one of my friends to cut the lawn rather than do it myself. And the other parents in the neighborhood thought I was so gauche and like, who are you to pay
Right.
the other kids to do your chores? We had a push mower, not an electric mower. And I had a job. I could pay him $10 because it wasn't like my mom was paying it. Do you
Right.
think that's out of bounds for a kid to pay another kid to do his chores?
It's the look of it more than anything. Because, like,
That's
what
baller.
parent wants to see their kid
That's pretty
slaving
baller.
when it's supposed to be for another
But I was
kid?
going to my job.
That's what I'm saying.
I had a job. He didn't have a job.
Yeah.
I get the capitalism in you, but another parent is going to be like, look at that. Got my kid out here slaving, and he too good to be doing that.
Yeah,
so
that's what it
another
was.
parent-
They thought I was
Oh,
gauche.
yeah.
Oh, this kid is, They turned their nose up to me. All right, Rob G, bad times in San Francisco. They're only going to get worse because Jimmy Butler, the Butler didn't do it. He did do it. He's hurt. He's going to be out. I'm just saying. Where are the Warriors?
They are up Blanks Creek without a paddle right now. Jimmy
That
Butler,
was a good
you
show.
mentioned. Yes, Jimmy Butler out for the season, torn ACL. At a best case scenario, he's back at the All-Star break next season. So it's not looking good for Golden State. In their first game without him, Last night, they hosted the Toronto Raptors.
I took the L on that one, yeah.
Got blowed out. They ended up losing by 18 points. They committed 18 turnovers, led to 34 points for the Raptors.
They had more turnovers
than a bakery.
Thank you.
It was never close. And we all knew, even during this stretch, they played pretty well recently, that they weren't real contenders in the Western Conference. But now without Jimmy Butler, they may not even make the playoffs. Like, that's how bad the rest of their team is outside of Steph Curry. So it leads to an obvious question, guys. If you're the Golden State Warriors and you got Steph Curry, even at his advanced age, still playing very, very well, he's an all-star starter for a reason, where do you go from here?
Well, what I do know, Rob, both of y'all Robs, is that Steph Curry ain't going nowhere. I understand, they're struggling. Steph Curry is going to retire a Warrior. It's going to be similar to Kobe Bryant, where it might not even make sense on paper. Like, they're struggling, or he costs too much, or eventually maybe the talent isn't matching all of that. I think they're going to go down with the ship. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Steve Kerr. I think that unit has felt like we're all in this together, and dang it, we're going to give it our best, and if it don't work, it doesn't work. I don't think Draymond Green's going to play another 4 or 5 years. I think they're going to be like, when that run is over and they look at each other, it's going to be similar to The Last Dance, where Phil Jackson moved on, Mike retired, then he came back, obviously. Scottie Pippen moved on, and I think it's going to be a washing of the hands like that. I just think he means too much to that city, to that team, to that culture. And he strikes me as somebody who's not interested in going to Phoenix to do this, then going to Denver, then going to Miami, for the next 4 or 5 years. He doesn't strike me as that guy. I think he wants to retire with one team, retire like how Kobe Bryant, God bless the dead, did. I feel like that's what he wants on his resume, that I played my heart out for this one franchise. We won a bunch. We won 4 rings, went to 6 finals. And I believe that's how this ultimately is going to end, Rob.
They don't owe him anything. They've paid him very handsomely, so they don't need to do anything. If he wants to stick around, I think there is something to. I always thought Tom Brady should have always only played for the Patriots. Mm-hmm. Derek Jeter only played for the Yankees. There's certain players.
Jeter.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Not everybody, certain players, and Steph to me is one of those players. What is the point on going somewhere for 1 year? You really want to go to Charlotte? I'm not, or some other team to hook on with them with the possibility. Doesn't mean you guarantee anything. You only want to wear one uniform. He's won enough. There's nothing else to prove. You're going to do you know what I mean? Like There's nothing else for you. You're not going to catch Jordan. You're never going to be considered the greatest of all time.
Right.
There's none of that. You won. You won 4 championships, and you finally got the one without Kevin Durant, so people can leave you alone. So there's nothing to chase. Go out gracefully and go out as a Warrior. I really believe that that's the way it should be for Steph and nothing else. And I don't feel like there should be any pressure that they should do whatever they can and all that. I don't believe in that. They've paid him a ton of money and been very good to Steph, and they went out and got Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? And they've gone out and they've tried so that he could play and be at least in a competitive circumstance. But that's enough. It's been a long career, and at some point you got to give up the ghost. So I'm not doing anything extra. And I would ask him, do you want to play your entire career here? If he says yes, then we just roll on, and we'll make sure that happens.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up his contract here. Steph's under contract with them so he's through next year, 2026, 2027 year. He had one more. He had extension back in August 2024. So yeah, I think.
I thought his hair was natural. Well, go ahead.
No. I didn't say he had extensions.
Oh,
he didn't have extension. No, he got an extension. I just can't see him, like I said, walking around in a Minnesota Timberwolves jersey. The only thing, if there was a small chance, is what you said. Him, because he loves Charlotte, it's where he's born and raised. We talked about his dad having his jersey up there. If he wanted to go to the home state, play for the Hornets for 1 year just to bring that kind of passion, love, and fun, fanfare, if you will, to the Hornets, maybe I could see, not obviously necessarily
so that they could also give a statue or retire his number there in Charlotte too next to his dad. So they can have
somebody else and put his jersey in the rafters next to his dad. So I'm talking 5% chance I see of anything else happen other than him retiring a Warrior. the 5 to 10% chance with him because we know how much he loves Charlotte and that just his home area of North Carolina. I could see him maybe wanting to go out 1 year just to bring like fanfare to that franchise for you. That's the only thing I could maybe see. But I think he wants to be a Warrior. I don't think he wants this just play to be playing. I don't think Draymond wants to. And I don't think Steve Kerr. Like, I think they might all ride off into the sunset together and just be like, yo, we had a 10 to 15-year run that was one of the best ever, and we gave it our all. We gave it our best. But it'll be interesting because Joe Lacob, one of the owners, he ain't a guy that he wants to win. He is extremely competitive. So it will be interesting to see the moves they make, whether it be before the trade deadline or in the offseason. That's right.
Remember, they traded Clay. They got rid of him. They ditched him.
They did. And you could argue a little too late, but, trying to be good to him. And, and even Draymond. A lot of people are like, oh, you could have traded him a year or two ago. But I think Draymond, and you talk about it all the time, Steve Kerr lets him ride with a lot of stuff, get away with a lot of stuff. I think they're just locked in. I think he's the heart of the team. Steph is obviously
let's see how much of a heart of the team he is now.
Well, the team ain't that good.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Ain't debating that.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think they'd rather fall on their sword, all three of them. That's what I see happening.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Should Steph Curry request a trade out of Golden State? We'll continue that conversation next with you. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. It is the Odd Couple, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio, and you know what you need to do. Stick and stay.
Unless y'all living the good life like Rob Parker and don't have to clean bottles in the US of A.
No. My buddy Mike Springer, a longtime friend of mine, we're on a group text, and he swore up and down. I tried to tell him that if the Bills didn't win the game, Sean McDermott would get fired. You crazy, Sean McDermott. Oh, my God, look at what the Bills did. We talked about it. The path that they had, everything, no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar, right? And then the other quarterbacks who were there in the way, they were all beatable so that the Bills could, if not now, win. If not now, win. And they turned in a stinker. 9 years is enough. I know a lot of people in NFL America woke up and they were shocked. I was not shocked. I called for this guy's job last January when they lost. Last year. The Bill 9 years. It ain't enough. You got to get it done. You can't. And I'm going to tell you, when I knew if they didn't win that game, when it was all over. At the end of the half, when they're good, they have no timeouts, a little bit of time, and he fumbles at the 32 or whatever it was there with 2 seconds left. They gave up 3 points that were playing hero ball. What was the plan there? That's where the coach has to step in and say, kneel down. Kneel down. Don't turn the ball over. We can't give up points. Instead, they turn the ball over, give up points, and that wind up costing them. They would have been up by 3. They probably would have won the game, didn't have to go to overtime, and that whole thing. And that's when I was like, this is coaching. And I know, Josh Allen, terrible game. More turnovers than a bakery. That was the theme of the weekend.
Well, someone else had an even bigger bakery.
Exactly. We talked about him as well, and we'll get to that. But I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. It's justified, and I keep saying it. We said this before, that there will be hell to pay if they didn't make the run to the Super. They had to get to the Super Bowl. And I am not surprised. Enough is enough. 9 years is a good, fair run for a coach in the National Football League without getting to where you want. They didn't even get to a Super Bowl.
Right.
The old Bills teams, they at least lost in the Super Bowl. They lost 4 times in the Super Bowl. This team hasn't even gotten there.
And you know what? Here's the thing. One, I agree with you on 9 years is a long time with one of the best players in the league. Not 9 years of just, hey, I've been coaching the Titans for 9 years, okay, or the Panthers who are, trying to get good. You've had Josh Allen, and okay, the first little bit he has to grow, get better, but let's just say the last 5 years he's been Josh Allen, right? He's been the guy that we know. And you haven't been in a Super Bowl, and you never want to start to become in numbers and the stats and a history of things that aren't good. For instance, they have 91 victories under him from 2019 to 2025, or the most ever over a 7-season span without a Super Bowl appearance. Because most teams who win that much, that means they're on to something, they got something cooking, they're good, they at least get to a Super Bowl. And then you talk about this, the fact that he's 0-3 in the postseason in overtime, which means you can't get it done. 0-5 in overtimes, period. Josh Allen hasn't won an overtime game yet. You accidentally went to overtime, got down, defense stopped him, we kicked the field goal, we won. Yeah. Like, you get one of those just by being Josh Allen or by being a good team if you're the Bills. So I look at a couple things, and also this from all your Perry Masons and all your law and legal court shows. Precedent. If John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin are gone, what do they both have in common? Super Bowl champions.
They won.
At least they walk in with that in their backpack to say, hey, I know it was a while ago, but at least I got one of these, and I got some of this, and I got playoff appearances.
It ain't that many coaches walking around
with those. If they can get the smoke, voluntary or involuntary if you're
but still.
Tomlin, if they can be gone, Sean McDermott can surely be gone. You've never even been to one. And they've been to it
this morning? Were you really shocked?
It's shocked because of the name, not so much the result. You get what I mean? Like, if I just told you, John Harbaugh, Tomlin, these guys who have these names, you go, oh, wow, but not by the result. Because we had talked to him. He'd probably been the biggest name coach to me on the hot seat the last 2 years or so. Always kind of in the mix. Ooh, I don't know, McDermott. What if Josh Allen had another coach outside of McDermott? His name had been percolating, if you will, for a couple of years. So it's not as shocking. The result is just that's such a big name in a year where we've had. Usually that would have been the biggest name. Little Detroit legend, Fred Hammond on a Worship Wednesday. DJ Ali Alex, thank you so much. It's the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. Be sure to check out the brand new YouTube channel as always. Simulcasting live right there, right now. Just go to YouTube, search Odd Couple FSR. Subscribe, like, share, comment away. Rob G, maybe drop some comments on us sometime, a little bit before we end the show. So go check it out, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We appreciate it as always. We got Khobi Price, Lakers reporter for the California Post, coming up in a little bit. Obviously, a big news. Baxter Holmes, ESPN piece, dropped some bombshells on the Bus family. Talk a little bit about that and a moment as well. So 877-99 on Fox. We're just talking, is it time for the Warriors to move on from Steph? If you're Steph, do you demand a trade to maybe go try to win a ring for the next couple of years, 2-3 years before you call it a career? What do you do?
Rob and I both agree it just makes sense for him to retire there, stay there.
There's nothing to chase, right? What are you chasing?
Yeah, we agree on that. 877-99 on Fox. Rob, who we got?
I got a real quick question. So I got on a button-down shirt. You see me today.
I see it, yeah.
But I got on sweatpants with this.
Yeah, you probably
a little
can't do
different?
that.
No?
Yeah, that's a little different.
Well,
They got really nice joggers
shirt, you know?
in. Like, they got really – and then the
These
pants
these are Ralph Lauren, but they're sweatpants. That's what they are. They aren't fancy. You know what I mean? Fancy.
Yeah, you got to
smancy.
get you some nice – they call them tech pants or some joggers.
Yeah, these are just
Yeah.
sweats. All right.
There's some joggers you can get away with that at.
Is this Rocky in South Carolina? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Rocky?
Good evening, guys. Happy Worship Wednesday to you.
Yes, sir. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful. Enjoying your show as I always
Appreciate
try
you,
to
Rocky.
do in the evening. Look here, as far as Steph goes, and in my lifetime, which is quite a few decades, there have been few players that have cemented their legacy with one team, and even during their time playing ball, changed the game in their own way. And I think Steph is one of them. When he came in, he changed the game, and he cemented his legacy as a Golden State Warrior. He needs to stay put, finish the job finish the job where he started, and cement that legacy. And then when he's done, he's done.
Rocky, I'm with you. Don't you think like with Jeter, the Yankees, and certain guys, only a handful, not everybody.
Magic.
Yeah, like you should only wear one uniform.
There's something to be said about that, Rob and Kelvin. It's just you're staying put. And even Michael, I mean, I know Michael went to the Wizards, but he was a Bull, and Bird was a Celtic, and Khobi was a Laker.
Right.
And Bill Russell was a Celtic, and you go all the way back there to teams that stayed put, and they have legacies for a reason. And they changed the game in their own way, and Steph is one of them.
100%.
So he needs to stay his tail put right there in San Francisco.
No doubt. Thank you, Rocky. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for the support, too, on the show. Jack in Vermont, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jack?
Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening? I wanted to just share my thoughts on Steph because, Rob, this is one of the rare times I agree with you. I still like I'm 14, and you're yelling saying Tom Brady's falling off a cliff, and I'm saying, hell no, man, you're absolutely wrong. But listen, I agree with you. Steph Curry is a Golden State Warrior until he decides that he is not. But if you're not Mike Dunleavy and the governors over in Golden State, are you not sitting down with Steph after the JB news and saying, listen, your life after basketball is going to consist of a lot of what we have going on here? Because I don't see Steph going into ownership like LeBron. He's too much of a personality. Now, there have been too many garbage trades around sports recently, and we can single out the Luka and AD stuff, but I'd like to talk about Rafael Devers and Jordan Hicks some other time. The Warriors should look at Steph and say, listen, in the offseason, when they can negotiate with all these other teams, let's try to work out a trade package that would bring back a return so that not only are you set up for the remainder of your career, but the Golden State Warriors, post your playing career, will continue to be a relevant franchise, and that's the conversation I want the Golden State Warriors to have and for you guys to add on to.
I hear you, and you know, that didn't happen in Boston. You know that. They just held on to everybody, right? And then they went into a 20-year drought of winning. But I think Steph is different. And in that case with the Celtics, to me, you can't hold on to all three of those. You know, all the players. They held on to Robert Parrish. They held on to Kevin McHale. They held on to Larry Bird. Do you know what I mean? Steph, you can hold on to one guy, but you can't hold on to everybody.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be Kerr, Draymond, Steph. I think they're even willing to retire early, meaning there's still some talent left in the bodies to just say, you know, we gave it a run. We're going to fall out as a soldiers, as a unit. We're done. I think that's
they're already done. I mean, they're not winning another title. I mean, come on.
Well, this year you sold yourself on.
I'm just saying,
Jimmy Butler. We got a chance. You know, we
you
played
saw them
well
last year with Jimmy Butler. They
went on a crazy, you know, street. Listen,
They're not
I'm
gonna-
with you.
No.
I'm saying they're convincing themselves that.
Right, but I'm just saying, do you think they're going to win another title with Draymond and Steph and Jimmy Butler?
And
I
this
don't.
weird pairing everybody keeps trying to do with LeBron there. How does that help? Everybody
don't-
keeps saying, and then LeBron come back. What? How? What? Yeah, 6 years ago.
Thank you.
That would have been incredible. How the old gonna get older? How is that gonna help?
It only makes sense.
I don't get that either. Khobi Price on the way, Laker reporter for the California Post. Talk to him in a moment. Monty Bolaños right now. Monty,
Fellas. All right, let me start in the NFL, where defensive coordinator Brian Flores has signed a contract extension with the Vikings. If he does not receive a head coaching job this cycle, he will be back as the team's defensive coordinator. The 49ers today announced that wide receiver Brandon Ayuk has played his last snap for the team and that he won't be back in 2026. GM John Lynch also added that the team is looking into everything as rumors circulate that the team's injury woes could be tied to an electrical substation located next to their practice facility and stadium.
I read about that.
So
and now
crazy.
It's becoming a real thing. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there has to be some truth to it. Like, maybe not all of it. Like, you can't put it all on that, but I feel like there's got to be some truth behind it. Texans GM Nick Caserio said
You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Texans GM Nick Caserio said
Thanks,
a
Rob.
freak foot injury suffered away from football is what cost running back Joe Mixon his entire 2025 season, and the team isn't even sure if Mixon will be ready for 2026. At the Australian Open on the men's side, 29 seed Francis Tiafoe won his second round match. On the women's side, 6 seed Jess Pegula and 9 seed Madison Keys won their second round matches in straight sets. In the NBA, it's late in the fourth quarter, and the Cavaliers are up on the Hornets 88-77. Donovan Mitchell, 23 points. Still early in the fourth quarter between the Pacers and the Celtics. Boston is up 99-82. Jaylen Brown, 26 points. The Knicks are just crushing the Nets. They heard you guys. 104-56 is the score with about 6 minutes to go in the game. So, yeah, the Nets have not scored any points in the fourth quarter. Zero. And Knicks are up 104-56. Early in the third quarter, the Hawks are up on the Grizzlies 70-66. And halfway through the third quarter, the Pistons are leading the Pelicans 78-70. When it comes to men's college hoops, halfway through the first half, number 1 Arizona up on Cincinnati 15-9. Also halfway through the first half, number 7 Nebraska leading Washington 22-17. When it comes to the NHL, the Flyers are up on the Mammoths 7-0 halfway through the first period. And with 5 minutes to go in the third period, the Red Wings and the Maple Leafs are tied at 1 apiece. Back to you guys.
Monty, thank you. Have a great
Jess,
night.
you
Sorry
too.
about that, Monty.
You're
I'm
good.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
So
No,
much
Rob,
going
I'm just
on.
happy you didn't say anything crazy.
No.
That's all.
It would never be anything crazy. I'm a
What do you
calm
mean?
and
I sit
collected
next to you
guy.
every day.
I'm just easygoing. You know, after this, I'm gonna head to church. Go.
I don't know. Well, first of all, you need
Pass
to
out
You're
soup
coming
at
this
the soup
Sunday.
kitchen.
It's settled. You're coming this
Not
Sunday.
this
Matter of
Sunday.
fact, Rob G, that's gonna be our next bet.
Not this
Screw
Sunday.
some wings. It's gonna be you gonna come get these angel wings.
No,
and come to church. That's what's gonna be.
I'll come to church with the family. I just don't want to scare your daughters. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
My daughters are gangsters, okay? Especially
sure?
Cam and Karis. Yes.
They might make fun of me. They might say that.
Now that might
No,
happen.
they're gonna make fun of you.
Oh, they right.
That
Oh,
might
right.
happen.
You know what?
No, they're
I could actually see your daughters hitting me, saying, "Stop yelling at my father." Like that could be the conversation.
that would
All
be
right.
Kennedy. That would be Kennedy.
All right,
All
we
right.
gotta guess.
Let's get to it. We got Khobi Price.
Stop yelling
Lakers
at my
report-
daddy.
No, it wouldn't be that. It'll be a little more gangster in it.
All right.
Lakers reporter for the California Post, Khobi_Price on X. Khobi, let's get to it. Baxter
Yeah,
Holmes
let's
drops a
get to
big
it.
piece.
And remember-
obviously, there's a lot of smoke coming from there. Just your initial takeaway in that 10,000 word read.
10,000 word. Yeah, no, I mean, the obvious thing is, the connecting, we all know about the Bus family drama, right? And Baxter did a great story at detailing some things that, or unearthing some things and details that weren't previously known in terms of, how the money was distributed or, some of the dialogue between family members beforehand. There's a very, if you haven't heard the story, there's a very pretty strong quote in there coming from Jeannie or that's distributed to Jeannie Bus. However, obviously one of the big things coming from that story was Jeannie Bus's feelings toward LeBron James or feelings attributed to her toward LeBron James. That was one of the biggest things in terms of, referring to back to the story, her feelings about his ego and her feelings about,
his lack of accountability about the Russell Westbrook trade, or Clutch and their influence on the Lakers. Just the overall, those were some of the biggest things that stood out about the story that Baxter had out that he published, or ESPN published this morning.
Well, and then she goes and puts out a statement with The Athletic, which not ESPN, right, but The Athletic.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. What did you make of that? Is that Rich Paul call up and yell at her, or LeBron yell at her or something? What was that?
It's ironic because within the story, and again, don't want to, take too much away. I would definitely encourage those who haven't to read Baxter's story. But within the story, there was a quote that referred to Jeannie as being brilliant with PR. To me, that was PR. That was damage control in terms of me. I obviously did not get in front of the story, but trying to assure public perception, but also LeBron, Clutch, that LeBron is appreciated, and it's unfair. I think the quote, to Sam Amick of The Athletic was, he is appreciated, or his contributions to the Lakers along those lines have been appreciated. But to me, some of the things that were reported on were said, and credit to Baxter for nailing these things down and getting them in a story, but not surprising to hear, the frustration, because, look, there's also been frustration on LeBron's side or Clutch's side, toward the Lakers about, over the past several years, which exists in many different partnerships, right? Or business partnerships. There have been frustrations on both sides. I think what that story did was just unearth a little bit more Jeannie's frustrations as opposed to the opposite. We've heard a lot about LeBron's frustrations or Clutch's frustrations, either on the record or, in private conversations, but this is unearthing or further revealing the frustrations from Jeannie's side on how things have gone over the last several years.
Khobi, should LeBron retire after this year? I mean, it's obvious they're having an all-star game in Los Angeles, and LeBron's not being invited. The fans didn't vote for him. Owners don't want him. Luka gained 1.5 million in votes. LeBron lost 1.5 million in votes from fans. He has a patch that only he's wearing, that they started in the mid-season, not the beginning of the year. Nothing feels good to me. And if you were to try a, farewell tour next year, I don't think it would go well. I think that people have had enough. It feels like to me.
Yeah, it does feel like there is a certain certain amount of NBA fans or whoever around the league who would not cry if LeBron retired. But I think LeBron, he's shown over the last month or so, or month plus, that he can still play basketball at a high level, and he can still be part of a team that makes noise in the playoffs. So
are the Lakers making noise? Really? They don't play defense.
Well, they don't play defense, but that's not all LeBron's fault. There's more than just. I will say he stepped on that end, but it's not just LeBron's fault for the lack of defense on that end of the floor. That is that's a roster construction issue, and that goes beyond LeBron. Look up and down the roster. They do have guys who defend, but those same guys who defend aren't always the best offensive players. So you have to go through this tug of war of, all right, let's put offensive guys out there. All right, let's put defensive guys out there. And that's, sure, player personnel issue, but it's also a roster construction issue, which
LeBron doesn't play, though. He's a statue, and the problem is you got three of those guys. I just don't like the idea that the Lakers are going to make noise in the playoffs. This is what they said last year about Luka and LeBron together, and they got knocked out in the first round. I don't. And LeBron's older. And Luka, everybody raved about how Luka looks, right? Came into the season. What is he doing? Zero. Nothing. Defensively. I don't know how you could win. You got these players. Why? And LeBron doesn't get any smoke for it?
Let me throw this at you, Rob and Khobi. So, to Rob's point, Khobi, is there an element where the Lakers can say, oh, well, we don't have our quote-unquote big three. We're without Austin Reeves. So, boy, if we had Austin Reeves, the team would be different right now. Are they hanging on to that?
To an extent. They also know that in the Western Conference, they know that any stretch of games matter. You can't – yes, they're without Austin, but I mean, the Rockets have been without Fred VanVleet for the entire season after he tore his ACL. The Nuggets are currently without Nikola Jokic. The Spurs were without Victor Wembanyama for stretches. So they understand that even with, Austin's such a big piece and he was an important part of their early season success, but they also understand that regardless of who's on the floor, they need to stack wins and they need to stay competitive in the West. And to the playoffs, I mean, I'm not saying the Lakers are going to make noise in the playoffs, but I think individually LeBron showed that he can still play and contribute at a still high level, not just for his age, but just generally compared to other NBA players. But the Lakers know that they need to stay afloat while Austin's out because, I mean, even with LeBron playing the way he has and Luka having the season he has, I mean, there were periods where Austin was the most impactful player on the floor for the Lakers. And to me, he's been easily their second. He's obviously missed a significant amount of time now, but at one point was the second best player on the team that had, I think, a 15-4 start to the season.
Yep. Hey, Khobi, man, we appreciate your time, brother. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Always. Thank you, buddy.
No doubt. Make sure you give him a follow. Khobi_Price. That's KHOBI_Price. Go ahead and give him a follow on X.
That's what a kindergarten would spell Khobi, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, they might put a C there. They might put a C in there, too. But they don't quite get the K's and the C's quite.
Yeah, Rob, how do you spell baloney?
My baloney has a first name.
It's what?
It's what is it?
Wait, where is it? I need the song.
No. I need you to just spell baloney.
BOLOGNA.
Okay.
Is that right?
Look at you. New year, new you.
Wow.
So the song messed them up, Alex. That was the issue.
My baloney has a first name. It's OSCAR. My baloney has a second name. It's MEYER. Oh, I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me why, I'll say, because Oscar Mayer has a way with BOLONGNA. No.
Oh.
How does the song mess you up?
The song messes him up.
No,
that's the thing.
That's wrong now? Okay.
Yeah. Hey, but I do have a question for you, Rob.
Yes.
Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets?
Is that really a question for me?
Switch to life-changing, wet extra-large flushable dude wipes because wetter just feels better. Available at Amazon at major retailers nationwide. Dude wipes. Best clean, pants down.
I'm the poo-poo king.
Yes, you are. 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. Last call on the way. It's the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
It's last call time on the Odd Couple. If you had a take and couldn't get in all show, here's your chance.
Your call's important to us.
Call us at 877-99 on Fox. Hurry up. Rob and Kelvin got to get out of here.
It has been a tumultuous week for one Mr. LeBron James, and it got even worse today when the ESPN.
Baxter Holmes,
Athletic.
That was ESPN.
ESPN, okay.
ESPN.
Great research there, Rob.
No. But you told me that she put out a statement to the Athletic.
She put out a statement to the Athletic since then.
But that's
Baxter
what I'm saying.
Holmes put out this 20-minute read.
Yes. So it started about a week ago. LeBron James, for reasons unknown to us, we talked about it on the show, decided he needed a 23rd season patch that only he would have for the rest of the season. It started mid-January in Sacramento, of all places. That just seemed odd. And then yesterday, on Monday, it was announced that for the first time in 21 seasons, LeBron James would not be listed as an all-star game starter in the NBA, which is crazy that it's gone over 2 decades, and the streak is finally broken. We find out yesterday that, of course, he didn't get voted in by the fans, but even his peers, his teammates, his NBA brethren didn't even have him in their top 6 of Western Conference players on their ballots for the NBA All-Star Game. And it all came to a head earlier on Wednesday when ESPN's Baxter Holmes did a 10,000-word piece discussing the dynamics of the Genie Bus family sale of the Lakers. All anyone cared about, though, was about 3 paragraphs where it explained that Genie Bus had grown frustrated with LeBron for a number of reasons. Number one being that she felt like she didn't like the narrative that LeBron had chose them and he was like their savior for their franchise. Number two, she didn't like the fact that LeBron James had kind of absolved himself from the Russell Westbrook trade, even though he pushed for it harder than anybody.
Don't we remember the video of them having a powwow in his backyard?
And last but not least, she was very upset that he didn't seem more grateful that they did him a solid by drafting Bronny in the second round of the draft.
They drafted Bronny on his playing potential, right?
So it's been a rough week for the King.
Yes, and I got a message for the King. I'm
What's
dead
that?
serious. Retire after this season. Call it quits. Seriously, LeBron, is this on? I'm dead serious. The writing could not be more on the wall, right? From everywhere you go. You don't want to go out. Your players have told you you're an afterthought. The fans, the Laker fans voted. Because guess what? Luka got 1.5 million more votes than he did when he was in Dallas last year. And guess who got 1.5 million less votes? LeBron James. So the Laker fans are out there voting and they still didn't vote for you. The players didn't vote for you. The fans didn't vote for you. The league did this phony patch that only you have, and we were really celebrating your 23 years in the league. It should be a worldwide patch, right? Everybody should have it on, and it should have started in October when the season started. That's when your 23rd season started. You don't want to stick around too long. You can't now next year, and the All-Star game is in L.A. What a send-off. Have it one more time, and it could have been in L.A. They were not even interested in doing that for you. No solid. The worst thing you could do is come back next year, and guess what? It'd be even worse than this year. Like, it is rock bottom. He has stayed too long. LeBron James needs to retire. The writing is on the wall. In Los Angeles, nobody wants you at the All-Star game. LeBron James? Really? Kelvin, I think that says all you need to know. Fans don't want you. No owners want you. The players don't want you. Like what? Do you need a building to fall over on you?
Yeah. I think, Rob, what makes it difficult with LeBron is all that it comes with. We'll talk a little bit later about on Steph Curry, some of the Steph Curry news and with the Warriors and whatnot. But it's what comes with LeBron. It's not just singularly the talent. He's actually still probably a top 20. Me and Rob G were talking about this top 20 player, top 25, depending on where you want to go. When you watch him and still like last night's game, he was incredible. And so the talent is there. What he could bring to a team is still there.
Player.
No. Oh, dude, of course he's not. He's 41 years old. What I'm saying is, so it has to be something else. And it becomes what all it brings with LeBron, right? It is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. Thank you to Khobi Price for joining us. You can check out the podcast. Rob G will get that up. Good conversation about him and all the drama surrounding the Lakers. So, again, thank you to Khobi Price for joining us. For over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and where they drive, ship fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com. It is the way tire buying should be. It is now time for Last Call.
This is the last call.
Let's go!
It's last call time on the Odd Couple.
Trent in Wichita.
Whoa, what's up, man? Here's my idea. I got an idea. We get Steph Curry to Charlotte. They sign Dell Curry. He makes them. And then LeBron and Bronny versus Dell and Steph on a going away tour next year.
Oh my! Trent,
That sounds like something they could have for the All-Star game.
I know, right? That would be an All-Star.
I mean, because it'll be based on merit. I mean,
dang.
I don't know how was Bronny on merit. I'm just saying.
That's his point. Dang.
All right. Hey, Trent.
That'll be good.
Thank you, buddy.
For sure.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate you, brother.
Kelvin, are you ready? We got a new song to debut here on The Odd Couple.
What we
well,
got?
you know, you've been doing a lot. We got the new sponsor, Dude Wipes, right?
Yeah. Oh, my.
Monty, are you listening? I want to make sure because this is the new song. You know we have nothing but hot songs here on The Odd Couple.
Okay. What we add to our playlist now? What we got?
Are we ready? Alex, let's go.
Let's hear it. Oh, Rob G, can you make sure Dude Wipe stays with us? Can you make sure we didn't lose him after that? All right. Well,
Monty thoughts, Alex.
It just sounds like Dude Wipes Like a Lady?
Yeah.
You get like it sounds like you're saying Dude Wipes Like a Lady.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you're not. You get what I'm saying? No, it's not Dude Wipes
the dude does it like a lady. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Copy that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
No, it was
And
great.
Is that derogatory saying he wipes like a lady?
No. That's just how I heard it. I didn't think
I
of it.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah. But it was catchy.
Rob G is sick.
It's
right?
factually incorrect.
Why?
I would love to meet a man who wipes like a lady.
Right.
I'm telling
Actually,
you.
that'd be some good wiping.
Because I have all women in my house.
Yeah, that's true.
The way
I
that
do too.
even though they use excess toilet paper,
Yes, we do.
they do not wipe the way that a dude would wipe.
Yes, we
'Cause
definitely don't.
Men got a lot more to take out of there. So, I'm just saying.
All right, let's just hear one more time, Alex.
Let's just hear it one
Alex,
more
can we
time.
hear one more time?
Man, that took it. Rob G, you took it. I was okay.
Come on, the music is great. Dude, what? Come on, Monty.
Alex, you need a raise.
Dude, wipe like a lady.
That's
That's the
it.
best part.
That's what makes it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what makes it.
Yeah.
Alex,
Listen.
another masterpiece. Your
Thank you.
burger is king. Dude wipes like a lady.
Keep going.
Wemby.
Everybody knows it's Wemby.
Caleb.
Everyone knows it's
God, my
Wemby.
Caleb song was better than your Caleb song.
No, we're not.
Mine made more sense.
We're not producing that song. You go to Motown Records and produce that. Oh. Are they in business still, Motown? I don't even know.
They still are, believe it or not.
Okay.
And Barry Gordy's still alive, too. Shout out to Barry Gordy, the legend.
All right, Rob G, go to Motown, and Barry Gordy could take your royalties.
No, I'm going to go to
just
Alex
saying.
and have him do it for me.
come on,
for
Rob.
huge.
You can't go back to Detroit, Rob. I know you got a house and a business. They're going to pack you up. You can't. It's a wrap. Are you kidding me right now?
I don't let anything.
That was inside baseball right there. You got to be kidding me.
I don't let
Rob.
anything go. You know that. I don't.
Somebody commented on the YouTube saying,
What is
this
that?
is why Monty was drunk during the Jason Smith show.
Monty, were you drunk?
No. Why would you even ask that?
No, I know. You don't drink on the job. What are
Not
you
on the
talking
job,
about?
but after the job.
I said on the
Not
job.
after the job.
Yeah, there's
Right.
nothing
Yeah,
wrong.
that's
After the
right.
job, have fun.
All day.
You about to have fun right now, Rob?
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon is coming up next.
I never miss your radio show. I never hear it, so I never miss it.
Did you hear that?